And yeah, we'll get this party started in just a moment. But man, I just want to catch up with my boy Max real quick, bro. What's going on, man? I miss you, man.
Man, I went down a rabbit hole that of health, as you should say, right? Where you get one thing and it opens up a can of whoop ass on you. And because I have an ailment inside my lungs, so if you catch like a chest cold, it's like done. So I got knocked out like a few shows. I was coughing like really. It sounded like I was. You're not off until you cough, like I was smoking some of the ganja or something. But no, man, it was tough. But you know what? I got a great team. I got a great family. My son Quentin, Crypto Quentin's just kick ass. He filled in where I couldn't, and we just been literally behind the scenes. We just been working so hard on our Anvil bot and our NFT marketplace, which now we're starting to announce. We're calling it Shogun Fusion. There it is. It's out. You know, but yeah, it's been a tough couple of weeks. But you know, there's YOLO. Hey YOLO, what's going on?
Baby YOLO in the building. Supposedly, I might be able to get Big YOLO up tonight, man. A little surprise action.
Yeah, yeah,
No guarantees, but we'll see.
yeah.
But yeah, no, it's yeah, when you get hit, bro, and man, that's the one thing people take for granted, I feel like at
Hmm.
times. It's like just not being sick,
Yeah,
just going on a long stretch without getting hit. Sometimes, man, when it finally does, dude, it's
it's tough.
takes the wind out of your sail.
Yeah.
It's hard to muster up the strength to do much of anything, man. But I'm glad, man. You look good. You look like you're feeling a
I
lot
feel
better.
good. Yeah, yeah. No, I do. I tell my students sometimes, go to a class every once in a while when you don't feel your best. Go work for a moment, see what happens. See how much work you can get out of yourself while you're not feeling good. But then, if it's not up your alley, just go home and rest. Get rest. Don't try to push through it. Don't try to suffer. Just lay down and go to sleep. Sleep is the best medicine, man. It really is. And if you
Man,
can't sleep, then find something to make you sleep.
yeah, sometimes we do that, man. We make that mistake where we try and get through it,
Hmm.
and then it ends up just lingering a longer time frame, and you're like,
Oh, hell yeah.
oh,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I think he's in the studio right now. You guys, I'm gonna bring him up right away. We got Big YOLO, aka Safe Moon Big YOLO on X, aka the creator's father, backstage right now, and I'm bringing him up right away. What's going on, Big YOLO? Can you hear us?
Uh,
Yeah, I can
let's
hear you.
take a look. Can you hear me?
Yeah,
Yes,
we can hear
sir.
you.
No, I hear you. I hear you loud and
Can,
clear.
can you guys see me?
No, it's pitch black.
All right, good. What's up, guys? How are you?
This is intention to
We
be
are
so. That's
we are
cool.
good.
I wanted it black.
I was like, man, is he trying to come? Is he trying to come on camera right now? No, say it ain't so. Big YOLO, nice to see you, man. I was thinking about it today, and I'm like, man, maybe if I just hit him up and invite him personally, he'll come. And so I DM'd you, and then I was like, man, Safe Moon YOLO, maybe you get your pops up here. And yeah, man, believe it or not, I did not expect it to be so soon. I'm so happy you had time tonight, man. How are you feeling? You doing good?
We're doing excellent. We're getting ready to go on a little trip, and I had promised somebody I would call them, and I think that someone was you. So this is your call, buddy.
Hey, I'll take it. I'll take it however I can get it. I'll take it however I can get it. No, listen, we're beyond impressed with your daughter's work, obviously. We believe in our heart, wholeheartedly. I think pretty much the whole community, I'll speak for them when I say it. Um, we wouldn't be where we are without the creator that your daughter is. I mean, I think being able to really hit just, I remember when I approached her, I wanted her to help us with the NFTs. And I had this idea of somehow infusing the lotto system inside of the NFTs, but I didn't think it was going to be like that. I imagined like there would be an Easter egg somewhere or a background or maybe a hidden little, hologram style where you can see the number one way or another. And I figured there would be a way to, infuse that to the lotto, but never in a million years would I have thought of like a backstory and the lore and bringing these inanimate objects to life from a meteor shower and the isotope that tore through and got a parallel universe, and now that's mixed with the DNA of the OG ballers and the birth of the zeros, and it's like, man, this like super intricate story around it all. We all know that Lotto just wouldn't be the same if it wasn't for what your daughter has created. And when I tell you how, grateful I am, obviously, that she's done so much work for this project, it's an understatement, you know? And essentially, I know your entire ecosystem by now is absolutely, in my opinion, astonishing. You guys have not only been around for a really long time, right? But also what you guys have implemented as you've grown through this particular journey of yours, like the whole fact that there's on the BNB chain, you have a cat named Toast, and there's reflections, every time there's a transaction, there's a fee, a tax, and that gets distributed. And all of a sudden, you got the liquidity pool that benefits from the secondary coin, Baby YOLO, which is obviously a higher liquidity pool than market cap, which is insanity to me. And then the fact that you guys were willing to collaborate with us and put us in a position to have something really cool to offer the holders. You hold one of these new lines, the NFT lines we have now, the Yo Lotto minis, and you got 6 months of reflections that are essentially going to feed, evenly distributing to these 69 holders once they're sold out, based on how many transactions and how much transactions come about with the Baby YOLO token is just awesome. And then, man, I'm like super geeked out, man. I'm amped. I want to know about the Baby YOLO's third token coming out on the Solana chain. And I'm like, man, what can we do to not only be there, of course, every step of the way, in any way we can, but also how do we infuse things even further? Because I think it's a beautiful thing to be a part of when you're looking for the long haul, right? The long duration of time that you want to last as a coin, especially a meme coin at that. You have to have this way of building. And I think you guys have been building just so epic. And I don't know how to be a part of it, but I want to.
Well, listen, before I get started on that route, is this the same Trader Max that my daughter's been talking about? Are you a builder, Trader Max?
Yes. Yeah.
Are you that awesome person that she keeps bragging about?
Really?
That I have no clue.
Oh. Yeah, I guess that's
Yeah,
me.
she
I
does.
hope so. that'd be really embarrassing. It was like, no, this is another dude. It's another Trader Max. Been building too many things
Um,
that he can't even think straight anymore. Yeah, yeah. No, I love your
I
daughter's work, man.
actually
It is
we
amazing.
were talking about how we can help out Lotto, and the
Mhm.
reason why your name came up is because we're not too familiar with the Solana chain. This is our first
Yeah,
go at the Solana chain, and it's very different than the BNB chain. The BNB chain is not a big deal. We can select any token at all out there and start giving it reflections. Not a
yeah,
problem at all. We just put in the contract address. Now the Solana chain, the way it's set up, we don't have much of a choice. We're going to use a token 22 contract, which is
yep,
basically it's going to give us an option of how much tax and where it's going to go.
yeah.
Now, if Ghost, if you can find a dev, maybe Trader Max can help you, or you guys already have devs on the Solana network that can figure out how to write a script to the token.
Mhm.
And I know you don't want to pump up your community and they're listening and stuff like that, but there's absolutely no reason why our new token can't be, um, reflecting Lotto tokens to the holders.
Okay.
Um,
Yeah.
our percentage is going to be a 5% to a 7% tax, most likely 5%.
Mhm.
2.5% of it is going to leave the ecosystem and feed the BNB chain tokens. The other 2.5%, we want to reflect some kind of rewards to the Solana token holders. So I'll be gone for a couple of weeks, and when we come back, we're going to look into it a little bit more after the vacation. But if you guys can figure out how to write a script for that reflecting Lotto tokens, we'll take that script and run with it.
I love
Yep,
it.
Is that
most
anything you?
definitely. What we're building right now, we have our microservices Anvil bot that's already been firing off, but we've been building that out. Our volume system, it's basically a market maker meets volume meets everything. All the modules are there now, but we're also building our NFT marketplace on Solana, and it's about 3 weeks, about 2.5 weeks away right now. But there's I have one of the best contract writers that I have met. You know, I mean, I know there's a lot of great contract writers out there, but this guy is like, he's stupendous. His name's Kotz, and I'm pretty sure we could find a way to make the 2022 token contract address system work for the sauce, you know, to be able to create reflections for any coin that we're doing. So I have no doubt in my mind he can do it.
Yeah. So in this day and age, back in 2021, that bull run that was hit everybody, everyone was so into their own communities. You know, you couldn't go up into a community with somebody else's PFP and stuff like that. Things have changed.
Oh yeah.
And we have to combine communities to succeed. We came up on, I personally came up through Bitcoin and then Doge. I got my daughter into SafeMoon, and she just went a little crazy with the SafeMoon thing. As of today was my first day on the advisory council to SafeMoon. There's 5 of us on that council, and we're working on the new SafeMoon on Solana, coming up with some ideas and stuff like that. So, and one of my biggest things that I'm going to be bringing up is that we got to kind of combine communities together if we're going to have any kind of success in the future. So there's a lot of different opportunities. You know, we're working with as many different projects out there as possible. Cedar, I don't know if you're familiar with Cedar, but Atlas Wallet is one of our big guys that we're working on. I think a lot of is on there right now as far as your token will show your value, your logo, and all that stuff. Atlas Wallet had a token named.
Did I lose him too?
I don't know. I think he.
Big Yolo, we lost you for a second. It sounds like we might have lost him for just a second.
Yeah, it sounds like it.
Yeah, Atlas is actually he was gonna get into their original token that they had came out with. I can't wait for Atlas personally. They have an actual wallet that they've been working on for a very long time, and it should be like that one-stop shop where you essentially get to hold a lot of goods, like from NFTs to different, you know, chains, and just again very clean. We've seen little, you know, I guess snippets of the interface. It seems very user friendly, very crispy, dude.
You
And
know, that's one of the things I've seen now is it went from gotta have right now to these longer term projects starting to finally come to fruition. Ours being one of them. Like, I got tired of being rushed. You know, it's like it's 3 weeks, it's 6 weeks, it's 12 weeks. Oh, you know, nobody in crypto is going to wait that long. Yes, they will, because if not, we'll cater to the people that are there when we get there. That's about it.
yeah, I mean, I think if you rush the process, dude, it's just doesn't come out. It's like almost like you got that one time to leave a first impression. And if you come out rushed and it's just not flawless, you find yourself in an uphill battle trying to sell people to come back on how cool it really is now that you've made adjustments, right? And that's
Yeah.
just not the way to go. I think it's one of those industries that Big Yolo's right. I mean, I think I've seen the transition myself. You know, I remember when I first got into the crypto space. Of course, there's like, you know, the Bitcoin and the Ethereum and all that fun stuff, but from the meme coin standpoint, it was Doge. That was my first, I guess you'd say, meme coin I ever jumped in. Looks like he jumped back in real quick. We got you back, Big Yolo.
Yeah, I got a little delay here, but yeah, I'm back. I'm sorry, guys.
No, you're good. You were talking about Cedar when you cut out.
Yeah, so Cedar
Token.
token is they were originally Evergrow. They had a nice staking platform. Baby Yola was actually going to participate in it. A different token did, and we were just lagging in the communication, so we didn't have time to participate in their staking platform. The way it was set up basically was it was given out other tokens to the staking holders, and their platform got hacked. And fortunately for us, we weren't on that platform, so our tokens weren't, exploited. But so they stopped that contract. They're relaunching on Solana under Cedar, and they have a huge LP. I mean, they're going into Solana with 20 million already in the LP. So it's going to be one of those big projects, and they're tied right into Atlas, which ties them kind of back into us. You know what I mean? We've been hanging out with them for a while. They're a friendly group, and this is what it takes. It takes big communities like that, the small communities. We do everything we can to help each other out, and we can definitely all succeed. So we got a lot coming up. I'm kind of excited. If you guys can get that stuff done on your back end, well, once we launch, we can definitely launch. And you know, the way we're planning to do this is a pre-sale, and then we're going to go live after the pre-sale, which usually our last pre-sale was, I think it was 320 BNB, and it sold out in 3 hours. But we had big backing with us back then. I don't think we got the same amount of backing this time go around, but we'll see what happens. But it should be exciting. We get that going, and you got to realize a lot of times these memes pop off at the beginning and then kind of slow down. But as long as we continuously build and bring in new items to the ecosystem, I think we're going to do great. Now, I need to know from Trader Max. Tell me about the Solana NFT marketplace.
Oh my God, where do you begin? Well, it started back in 1969 when I was first born. I had the idea. No, I'm a firm believer that you can build what other people build. Like there's nothing new about NFT marketplaces, but I started to talk to somebody one day, and they're like, "We should make an NFT where it's a drink coupon, and we have you got to have this, you got to have these 3 NFTs to make it a drink." Like it was like just a shot of tequila with what we call training wheels, right? Like a piece of lime and a pile of salt. And we started talking about it, and I said, wouldn't it be cool if there was a way that you could like merge the 3 NFTs together and fuse them together to make a drink, and have all the ingredients? And the person was like, "Oh, no, you shouldn't do that. That's terrible. It's hard to do." And I always take the negativity from what somebody says that already has a system, and kind of compile with that, and then figure out what I can do to make it. And so we started to think of this process called the fusion. The NFT is called Shogun Fusion, and it will take the artist has to put this stuff together. So you have to make all the components to fuse them together in what we call a lineup. And you line everything up, and you fuse everything together, and it gives the opportunity to make different combinations of these things as well. And there's all kinds of stuff that we can do with fusing other NFTs together as well. There's even an AI network solution there for taking 2 random NFTs, and not random, but ones that you own, and putting them together and making some sort of compilation in between what they both are. And it's pretty cool, but we're very excited about it. But it's in MVP right now. We got about 3 more weeks total of building. We're going to get the NFT marketplace out first because it's a Shogun product. It's pretty powerful, and it'll have a lot of benefit. But then we're going to start adding the fusion techniques into it, which is very, very exciting for us. But yeah, it should do very well.
Well, this is exciting. That means you actually have your own token too?
Yes, we have Shogun Crypto, which is it's been out since September of last year, September 30th. I think we fired off. We have our trials and tribulations, ups and downs, and all that stuff. But right now, it's not really about the token for us. It's about the economics and the community center systems for us for services. So even our community is pretty slow at the moment. I feel like the little Murray shark that's on the side of the shark, that little fish that just like hangs on, is like, okay, let's go. But meeting all these wonderful communities we've done. We got the Shogun Gun Show. We have the Anvil Bots. We went after helping people with services rather than trying to make the coin supernova for us, because we knew that we can, that'll come. All of our services pay 25, everything that we have, 25% of whatever we make goes back into the coin. But we've been waiting. We've been very patient because we didn't want to put something out there that was going to be, I don't mind failure, but I hate catastrophic failure from success, right? That means that it went so well, but everybody broke it. So we've been testing. We got everything on. We're now going to launch our Anvil bot out there, which right now has been doing very well. And it's going to go to hunt. It's going to have an affiliate program. So it's like 100,000, 200,000 people can fit in this system, which is going to make millions and millions of dollars per day or per month in the process. So we're very excited about that coming as well.
Now, if we take one of your bots and run it
Mm-hmm.
on a project like ours that's taxed, that would be a reflection bot. Right now, what we do on our cat named Toast is we run a bot that all it does is buy and sell. Since it's taxed, every transaction is 7% out of there. So it performs the volume, it adds the volume to the charts, plus it just reflects to the 3 different wallets, which is the holders, the LP, and so on. So that's kind of these bots are ready to go if we want to use one.
Yeah, absolutely. The Anvil bot, especially right now, can work on 2022. The good thing about that, like we talked to people about this before, if you have the wallet that you receive the fees from, just put it right back into the same wallet and just let it keep recycling. It adds the volume because the volume is considered into the tax as well, and just keep adding it back in. The percentages of valuement for our volume bot is not like a regular volume bot. There is money that the bot can actually make you as you go through, because it's going to choose the proper time. It's going to do a lot of stuff, especially in our new 2.5 version. It's going to be incredible. You're going to have multiple wallets now, random time factors. There's a lot of stuff that's involved. But yeah, everything is ready. We're so ready. But 2022 tokens and reflections, that's like 1% of the markets nowadays. Everything that we got going on, what we can provide, like the affiliation systems and the program stuff, is all going to go back to the community. It's all going to rustle back. There's part that's going to go to the community, there's part going to go back to our coin, there's part that's going to go to me, finally get paid, kind of thing. You know what that's like, goes not getting paid for stuff. But yeah, but I'm very excited about projects like yours too, because you have such a will to give back to the community.
Well, that's where it's at. I truly believe it. And that's why we
You're
kind of
preaching
like
to the
Ghost.
choir, baby. We both.
Yeah,
We're
and that's
both
why I
community.
think my daughter likes you guys over there, because anytime she hears that some of the profit is going back into the project, her eyes get wide open, like what's going on over here. A lot of times these companies make it, and they don't really care about the community. They'll launch a wallet, but none of it goes back to the token whatsoever. Which is kind of sad, but.
Well,
But
for
yeah,
us,
this is exciting times.
It's something too. Is we have the 2.5 for the Anvil has an affiliate program, and I was talking to a community a couple of weeks ago. They're like, "Well, we're going to use it for charity and all this process." I was like, "Well, you'll still get 20% from us, but I'm going to chuck in 10% on top of that for everything that you have." And you would have thought that I, came up with the cure for cancer. It doesn't take much to get back. In fact, it's a flip of a switch for me. It doesn't really matter. So I wasn't really doing anything miraculous, but the concept behind that is lost on some, because they forget, like in this hustle and bustle of everything that we're trying to do, that we forget about our fellow person or man or woman, whatever, next to us. And I think it doesn't really behoove a lot of people, because so many people are used to like grab everything I can. We're like starving people going through the desert with no water or food. The moment we see something, we latch on and try to grab. And we forget, no, we are actually in a land of plentiful right now. And even though this is that some people say this is a downward market, like we've talked about this in our shows before, it's just low. You know how to swim, you know how to walk, you know how to hunt, you can take care of yourself. If you haven't been over leveraged, you're well taken care of right now. But if you have, just keep working, just keep building.
Yeah, absolutely. Ghost, you got any questions for me? Do you understand our ecosystem?
You know what I do? I've been been becoming pretty much professional now when it comes to actually explaining it too. I feel proud, to be honest with you. No, I think you had mentioned that's what your daughter, kind of took from Max or myself, and spoke highly about us in regards to that aspect of the game, and you had also kind of mentioned something that hits home for me. I think you know I come from an environment in crypto where, back in the day with Doge, the only individuals I knew about were my friends that I told about Doge. Shiba Inu coin that kind of came afterwards. Again, my friends and family. I didn't really have the community of people, in the crypto space. So it was very, to yourself with it. So I never really got a chance to experience community at all from Doge or Sheeb or anything like that. I made decent money off it, but never really felt any type of community. And then you kind of fast forward when the bear cycle kind of took place. And I kind of just took a back seat from crypto in general, except for kind of like the blue chips, if you will, like the ETH and BNB and Bitcoin and things like that. And I came across the, of course, the Zach Morris token, where that was like the first time there was an actual community that I saw was out there. And my goodness gracious, like I got into the community and just I heard the woe is me. I heard a lot of individuals that they used to, they call it YOLO, right? No pun intended with your guys' name, but um I was always like, man, on the way up, I'm like, man, I wish I could YOLO. I swear to God, I do. This is crazy. I'm so conservative. I'm so, strategic when it comes to resources. I work hard for my money. I don't want to just, squander it. And then, of course, that entire token kind of started going down pretty quick. And from there, I found myself like just trying to kind of ensure that people knew how to maneuver in the trenches moving forward. And I realized that at that moment, this is a real community. These are real people. These are people that don't know any better. These are people that are also experiencing things for the first time. And unfortunately, I saw a lack of accountability. It's always people saying, well, he told me this, or they said it was going to go here, or, and I sat there and I was like, yo, like, we gotta educate, we gotta straight up educate in this space. And so for me, I always felt very blessed that I was able to, you know occupy enough time and put it into the community that I became fond of, right? And I felt so blessed that I even had the hours in the day to discuss certain strategies that worked for me. And every day we did these crash courses for, day trading, and whether it was options and stocks or the trenches in crypto, but it all had the same, ideology behind it. It's like you want to live to fight another day. You need risk management before anything. You need discipline. You need to be able to hold yourself accountable. No matter who tells you this is a great move, you shouldn't be looking at it that way. You should be trying to understand how much resources can I afford to put forth? If it goes down, is my plan to add to my bag? Am I over leveraged and it's too late? Like these were all things that we, didn't really think of because this space moves so fast. And then, of course, I got to the point where I just wanted to help educate and be informative as humanly possible. And your daughter was one of those few that just always showed up, whether she was working and just put it on in the background, whether she shared it, whether, and it was collectively, I saw enough people around to be like, all right, if you guys want me to do this, I'll continue doing this. Well, when Lotto came out, it was the same thing for me. It's still about risk management. It's still about not being over leveraged. It's still about, preserving enough capital, as we call dry powder on the sidelines, to ensure that if there's a shiny object that comes and you want to throw a little dart into it, you can without hurting your conviction play. Or if the price did go down and you still believe in the long-term trajectory of it all, that you're not mad because it went down. In fact, you're opposite. You're ecstatic because now you're in a position to where you get to lower your median. These were all things that really made me feel good about where we were headed as a community. I feel like you look at our chart and you see the consolidation and you see the celebration that people are buying the dip. In the group chats, it's like, I just bought the dip again, let's go. People are happy about these levels. And it's important to me because it shows that these people have grown. It shows that these people have, I don't want to say understood the assignment because I'm not out here giving assignments, but they understood how to navigate in these trenches a little bit better from previous experiences or just in general as a whole from being around crypto long enough. And when I think about lotto, it's like, yeah, in order to hit the lotto, you need to buy a lottery ticket. The irony of it all, I don't buy lottery tickets. I never would. I work hard for mine. I like the fact that you earn it. It feels great. But in this space, you know, they refer to themselves as degenerates, not our community, but crypto in general. They say they're degenerates and they're gamblers and they want to hit the lotto. They want a little bit of money to go a super long way. And so everything really aligns with this space for me. I know if people come across it but don't know us, they're not going to put their house payment in it. It's literally called just a lotto. And then I also understand that if you're playing this for the long haul, then there's got to be ways to create an atmosphere that's healthy where you could become the best version of yourself, right? Inspire, uplift, motivate, encourage, compliment, all of these things on a daily basis help you live a better like a better life, a lifestyle. But also on top of that, there's got to be ways to where they can earn resources without having to necessarily sell the token, because essentially if too many are selling it, it doesn't go anywhere. So collectively, I feel like we've put ourselves in this position to get a lot of like-minded individuals together, understand since the start what our intention has been, and it's not about the money. It's just really not about the money for myself. I can't speak for anyone else, but I know for myself, it's just not. For me, I believe money will come and go as is anyway. It's really more important to focus on the quality of life. When you're happy, you make money. Like my career goes well when I'm feeling happy. If I'm bummed or I'm upset or I'm frustrated, you know, I might lack, you know, the skill set to make things happen in live time. So you got to always stay in that positive mind state. But I look at communities, it helped me reflect, and I look at communities like Interlink. I look at communities like, obviously, you know, Team YOLO, Cat Named Toast, Baby YOLO, you, your daughter, of course. But I look at the communities even deeper than that. Paw. I look at people like Dante. I look at people like Nai Panda, Eclipse. And I see these individuals that are so wholesome. I see these people that are like, yeah, of course I want to make money off these plays, but to them it's inevitable. It's really about being in the moment. And I look at the way you and your daughter are. You guys aren't out here necessarily trying to just feast off of your plays. You're realistically speaking, your guys' entire ecosystem is focused on the community being taken care of. And I thought it was fascinating because I feel like you guys were ahead of the game. What I mean by that is you guys had a tax token. You guys were charging tax tokens, and everybody would back in the day would be like, oh yeah, there's a tax though, it's a little expensive, you lose a little bit, you don't get all the tokens, blah 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 blah, right? And then I remember when we came out, it was like we're a lotto and it was super fun. And then you got infinite money glitch and all these coins started coming out where they were basically making a lotto system embedded in the contracts based on a fee like what you guys had. It was like, hold on, we're ahead. Shit, we're meta. Because if you take the cat named Toast and you take the baby YOLO and you take Lotto and you combine all of that, that's what these infinite money glitches are. That's what these tokens that are trying to let your wallet just automatically get hit with a jackpot every 20 minutes or every 5 minutes or whatever the case may be. But it's built into the contracts themselves. And it goes right back to my whole thought process of, once again, community. You can't have everything autonomous or there's just no
No heart.
camaraderie.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so when I think about what you're saying, Big YOLO, when you let off with it, it takes communities to join forces in order for the growth to be there as is. But I think that's what ultimately is the missing piece that you can't fake, that you can't write code of, that you can't pretend you have. You can get all the fake followers you want. You can get all the fake interactions you want. You can get all the fake viewers you want. You can write it in code and have it sent every which way you need. But if there's no community, there's no chance. And unfortunately, which is technically fortunately, people get in a community and they don't want to leave, nor should they have to. But this whole fear of if someone knows about their community, then they could potentially leave our community. This is so backwards. More eyes on the prize. The bigger the community, the better. So it has to be collectively people that are not money hungry, that are just out for themselves. You need a selfless group of individuals. You need substance for the community to want to be around. You need engagement, things to do while the community's hanging around. And you need to funnel that into smart contracts and into the launch pads for NFTs rather than us having to go to OpenSea and getting taken down and then trying to figure out. We need it all in-house.
Yeah.
We need to be able to go to the launch pad through Shoguns and be able to communicate with the builder themselves. We need to be able to build together and not be timid on who's building what, but getting together as a group and really making it work. Because in my opinion, money itself, like if your project is successful, you're gonna eat. You're not gonna be net negative for 20 years. You know what I mean? That'll come, but that shouldn't be the driving force as to why you're doing what you're doing when you're doing it either. And I really believe you gotta maneuver with pure intent. So when I see people like your daughter who's like, "No, I'm not taking nothing from you guys. I'm gonna make this da 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 da," and I'm like, "Dude, give me your address, something. Let me send you something." And it's like, "No, no, 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 no." I gravitate. I latch on because I'm like, "Okay, this is pure intent. I need to be around people with pure intent. I need to be around people that I can visibly see that it's pure intent." Trader Max is one of those. Got invited to come on his show. Pretty before you know it, I'm on every single show having a blast with them. We're talking offline. I'm talking with Son. We're doing anything we can think of to communicate and figure out something that makes sense. Because once again, when you get people that don't need something from you, but want to help you and be supportive of you, that's rare in this earth. It's super duper rare because why? Everybody is so selfish. They're always worried about what's in it for me. I call it quid pro quo. I'll do this for you, but I need you to do something for me. I run from those kind of people. And I think like Big Yolo, I mean, I hate to sound like I'm riding your coattail all the time, but like, man, you did a heck of a job raising your daughter because I see that in her. And that's why her community, which is now our community, you couldn't even tell the difference anymore. If you just jumped into the Lotto fam, you wouldn't know who came from where. If you go to interact with only Baby Yolo, you wouldn't know any of them came from Lotto or didn't. That's what you need. You need that environment, and it's like wildfire. It'll grow a little slower than wildfire, but when the flames catch, the flames catch. And I think this entire unit collectively is on the verge of doing really big things in Web3 because it's real, it's authentic. There's substance to it. There's utility to it. It is a good place to stash some resources in and see where they can build it from there. Because eventually, when market caps get to a level of greatness, it's impossible not to make money because the littlest amount of tokens that you get rid of is the largest amount in reference to what you paid for them back when you first got involved. So I'm really excited to introduce you. I think God works in the effortlessly and just so beyond beautiful because I literally hit both of you guys up tonight. And ironically, you guys both were like ready to go tonight, and I didn't even expect it to be tonight. I just wanted you guys to know I wanted to work something out
I thought you said tonight
individually.
I'd be on the show. I
I
was like,
know, but I mean, I hit you up. I was
push
like,
the
I miss
button.
That's the
you.
message I got. Tonight
I
or
hit up.
never.
I hit up Max. I was like, yo, I missed you, bro. It's been too long. Come on, I need you on the show one of these days, in a sense, you know. And he's like,
Sorry,
what time are you
I
on
gotta go
tonight?
back
I'm
and
like,
look at
let's
that
go.
because
Yeah,
I'm
I
like,
was happy though.
I put
Same
my
with
clothes
you.
back on, took off the
I
rabbit
hit up,
ears and the
I hit
slippers.
up Big Yolo. I'm like, Big Yolo, when can I get you on the show? You know, and I hit up Baby Yolo because he always says he's hardly online, and I'm like, yo, tell Dad I want him on the show one of these times, man. And she's like, he could come on tonight. I was like, what? And it was just so happened you guys were both ready. And that's why I say it's effortless because when things are as they should be, which is my belief system, everything is as it should be. Things like this take place, where I've been trying to get on the phone with Big Yolo since the first time we really talked. I've been trying to get on the phone with him because I'm like, man, you guys got a third token you want to drop on the Solana chain. You've never dropped on the Solana chain. We're all about the Solana chain. There's got to be a way to incorporate the two since our communities are one of anyway. And then, of course, Trader Max, not even thinking outside the box on my end. This is a builder and a half right here. I mean, and if he can't build it, trust me, he'll find someone that can.
Yeah.
And so the way this just kind of, I guess, happened organically, um, it gets me excited, to be quite honest, because a lot of this stuff is over my head when it comes to crypto and like writing codes and all that. I tried chat GPT and things a couple times and I was like, yeah, Trader Max, this is what I'm looking for here. Can you help,
Yeah.
Um, but
Listen,
it's, you know,
building in this right now, this market of building is we're the ones that are going to take over. It's unfortunate for some when everything's, when there's a plethora of money and there's a wave of money that comes in, that anybody and their mother comes up with a little D app real fast. Here, I made this D app that does ABC. Oh yeah, there was 5, 50, 100, 1,000 people and they're making money. But when times are tough, those that build resources for people that are like the volume bot. We made that because we wanted to make it easy for people to have a low barrier of entry. We had a volume bot that was exactly like Fatality and Orbit, and you need 9 SOL to get into and make it work. But we said that's too much. Let's get in and make it so the average person, the smallest market cap, if you got $7,000 market cap, you don't got $20,000 to put in a volume. I'm sorry, you don't. You got to put a couple dollars to remain relevant. We have like
I
150
want to
coins in there
say,
right now to do that.
Big Yolo, I want to say too regarding the bot, man. The Anvil bot is like, it's unbelievable for me. I'm a chart guy, so I'm
Mm,
always looking at charts. I'm always like reading the chart and finding out, when is a good time to add resources to it and lower my average. If I don't like putting money in, if it's a falling knife, I like to see that it's starting to find a bottom. And
mm,
the Anvil bot is like, it's if you know nothing about trading, it's the easiest thing to set, where you can do like 3 to 1. So it's 3 buys and 1 sell. So you're accumulating tokens, but it's bringing you volume, which is awesome, especially when you have reflections you'd like to give back to the community on. And then once it runs out to where it can't buy 3 consecutive, it just reverses course and does a 1 to 3. It's things like this that make a lot of sense because you can start to kind of channel your traffic, because a dead chart, no volume on a chart, it doesn't allow others to see anything attractive in it. Like the thing about Lotto is a great example. Nobody's selling because, or there's no volume because nobody wants to sell. So you get the occasional buys throughout the day. Yeah, a couple sells here and there. Don't get it twisted, but occasional buys, super small at a time. Any whale that sees that's like, I'm not about to become exit liquidity,
mm.
right? But you have like an Anvil bot on, and there's action on the chart. It makes them feel a little bit more secure to even throw in some soul. And I feel like it's important when you have things ran the right way. It's important to also, you know, be the perfect package. Where is our bottom? That's for the streets to decide. I couldn't tell you when we're gonna bottom out. And finally, when we go 3 weeks with bottomed out between 4 and 500K, I can sincerely say a lot of it is because you have that opportunity to display the strength in your token over time. But an Anvil bot, for example, for someone like yourself who's literally trying to generate revenue for the holders in a way of doing a give back, it's a recycle. It's like recyclable. You got to think when you put money in a volume bot, it just gives you a certain amount of transactions, and then that's it. It's
That's it.
dead.
Yeah, it's done.
This one, you get the tokens, you get the soul, whatever you're doing, and it's your keys. You get the key to it. It's yours. I could transfer it to a different wallet and be a holder. So you could even down cost average as a person. Like, I'm an investor. I want to jump in. I don't want to just throw 5 grand at the chart. I could put 5 grand worth of SOL in, put it on a 4-to-1 buy to sell ratio, pause it at any time if it starts getting too high volume and I want to wait till the price gets a little bit more favorable. And then before you know it, all of my tokens are there and it's mine. There's so many ways to use it. It's really cool feature, man. It really is. Like
Well,
it's
we
awesome.
we we created this in the very first version of it. We created. I just wanted to be like, how do I attach to the W3? How do I attach to a coin? How do I use Solidity? How do I do that? And we found that. And once we became relevant to that, we wanted to start to add modularization to it. But unfortunately, we had to use a single service in the very beginning because we just didn't know. And then we built upon this whole mentality that the more people that are on the boat, the heavier the boat, right? So our 2.5 is releasing as microservices. So now every single person that comes to it basically has every module that we hand them, but on their own service. So only they can cause the weight to it by adding more wallets and more tokens and things like that. But you would have to put 1,000 tokens in there to even mess it up at that point. So we've been very cautious on how do we release this next versions of it. But the thing that I'm most excited about is the modularization of the Anvil bot, because now you'll have the market maker system, you have a DCA system, a module, you'll have a wallet module that you can add in a bunch of different holders and wallets in there. There is a what we call a temperate volume system where you can see, like, if there's a sell happening and there's a big sell, big deviation, say more than a certain amount, you can set the limits to in version 3.0 to where you'll be able to sell. And when you see the sell come up, your bot will automatically buy on. Or if there's a big sell off, your bot will buy. And if there's a big buy in, a deviation, you can actually sell off some to keep it from being too high in that level. And it's basically the sky is the limit. That, you know, we could just go further and further with every new modularization that we build. There were so many things that we can do. A true market maker system at the cost of what, you know, 1/10 or 1/100th of what any of these other ones would be out there for smaller communities like us. But I feel like this is a big shield for Max today, and I appreciate it.
No, it sounds like it's a must that we got to put one on there. At least try it out at the beginning.
Yeah,
Definitely.
I think we, off air here, we'll get together and probably talk. I know you're really busy as well, but it's something that I've made the video so easy, everything's so easy to use. I had to, because I'm stupid. I need sometimes to just give me 1, 2, 3, 4, and let me do it at that point. But
You telling me you have a video?
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff. Yeah.
All right,
Big
sold.
YOLO. I'm so beyond not tech savvy, and I figured it out. Like, literally, I was like, yo, I'm like, well, Max, where do I go exactly? He's like, here's the website. I click on the website.
I say, go to the video.
Like, oh, here's the video. I watched the video. I'm so lazy. And just did one step at a time. And it was like, now you should see me. Max, you'd probably throw up. I got like 6 running. Like,
I see it. I'm the admin in there. I see
it. Hey, bro.
I'm like, listen, I almost use it sometimes to front run a little bit. I'm like, I'm going to go buy some lotto.
I'm telling you, dog. I swear to you, I see it, and it makes a huge difference because, like you said, man, so here's the thing with lotto, right? We have over 1,000 people that are not selling. Mm-hmm. And we had less than a handful of people that had decent sized bags that were selling. Mm-hmm. So with the Anvil, I literally was like, all right, let's play ball. And I'm like 3-1. And it's stair stepping and it gives you that curl and then they clip a little bit.
Yeah.
And I'm like, all right, cool. Let's do it again. And I just kept curling and curling until they clipped. Bro, one guy had 25 point something million tokens. He's down to 1.5.
Yeah.
Thank God. I don't have to worry about him anymore. Eventually, you have no one left that's clipping at the curl. And now the sky's the limit because everybody that's been holding through this entire time is obviously long-term minded already. So even those things are insane to me. Being able to see a big clip comes out and I could turn them on and recover fast. Otherwise, there's that fear and and no one knows what's going on. And who was that? And it's like, dude, we know everyone is for the most part. All of our whales that were leaving in a sense, which was like 3 or 4 of them, dude, they didn't have any contact with us. They didn't tap in. They didn't buy NFTs. They weren't ready to hit the lotto. They were just chilling. So for us, it was such a good safety net to be able to utilize that to help get them out.
Yeah.
Like, I don't think anyone even thinks outside the box like that. Like, how do I get a whale out? Let's keep curling our chart so it clips. Like, hey, bro, it fucking was working, dude. You
um,
know, like,
this is a great topic because I own 780 million of my own token, and that's unheard of. Like nobody out
so
there
do I.
personally.
No, I'm just kidding.
Oh,
I don't.
okay. I was
I
going to say
wish.
not unheard of, but
I
it's you,
wish.
right?
No,
But
I
there,
wish.
and I'm not saying that to boast, but I am saying that for like from the beginning when we started, we had 830 million of our own token in the process, and not because we wanted to bail out on anybody. In fact, the opposite. We wanted to still be here. Yes, there's been ups and downs and little trials and tribulations, but one thing I did notice here is that the more people that you have that are holders that have more than 1%, you become worrisome of that 10 million disappearing. You worry, somebody who has 10, 4, 5, 6%, you almost have to like just start kicking ass every time that you do anything. Like if you don't, because that's a chart breaker. That's a snowball being pushed down Mount Everest at that point, right? Because it will cause a causation effect that will parabolically go down and swoop down. And this is what normally happens with coins. But the coins that have, like I seen a coin the other day, it had 25,000 people in its holder system. And it was still sitting at like 2 or 3 million. But somebody would come in, they were buying a certain amount, and it was a little tiny bit. Where we're going to see ourselves here. And we just had a $10 million or 10 million coin holder sell just recently. And it was okay. I'm not worried about it. Everybody else is worried about it because the bot goes in and it buys the dip out, right? And it gets that system back up because later on in about 3 months from the time that we get the anvil in for 2.5, we get the NFT marketplace, we have all these other things that are on. There's just a constant flow. We have it in our new contract with our system to be able to buy 25% of everything that the coin makes or the system makes goes back into buying the coin. It's like a causation effect what happens, but you're going to find small movements are going to make the chart for us go to millions, 3 or 4, 5 or 6, 10, 20. And it's going to happen in such a quick time that nobody will be able to prepare for that. And this is what I was telling our community is you got whatever you have to do. It's going to take me 6 months to build this stuff. And if it takes me 6 months to build this out, if it takes me a year, even if it takes me a year, what do you have to lose of holding the money? If you put money in that you didn't lose, and let's say you went down, devaluate a little bit, what's the year going to hurt you? And at the end of that year, what are we going to have? We're going to have a multi-million-dollar organization that you'll have clips of every single month of what it makes. You don't have to trust. If you want to trust me, but don't put anything in that you can't afford to maybe it being gone. And for those that have been still here, they're going to be very, very wealthy at that point. And those that left, they're going to be at that point with the old jackasses hitting them in the ass, right? But I do think what we have built with not focusing completely on the coin, but focusing on the service and the network is what's going to help everybody that's involved with the anvil. Because we're not a part of our proceed doesn't just go back to us. It goes back to the coin, but it also goes back to the communities using it and this affiliate program that we have with it. And I think that's the true nature of it. And that's what the NFT marketplace is going to have as well. It's going to have an affiliational system in there as well as with the fusion. If I'm the artist, I get my royalties. But let's say I'm the user that comes and I use 2 of my art pieces, but I put them in a unique way. The user gets a little royalty as well, just 1 or 2%. And it's pretty badass. And I think that's so unique that's out there that nobody else is doing it. And I think that's what's going to really make it a big thing for everybody.
Hey, Big YOLO.
Yep.
Where are you going for vacation? And why am I not invited?
It's every couple of years I got to take my daughter somewhere. And so we're going to go from I'm driving up there tomorrow. Depends if we do a space for Safe Moon or not. I was going to get there tomorrow late afternoon. If we end up doing a space for Safe Moon, I'll get there late tomorrow night. We got a flight in the morning to New York, and from New York we're going to take off out of the country for a little while, for a little trip.
Gee, out of the country.
Yeah, exciting stuff.
I love it. Dude.
Now, I was gone for a little bit. This might give you a clue. I was gone for about a week and a half last month. That was for me to prep for this trip. So it's one of those places we got to make sure stuff's set up. It's kind of neat, guys. Uh, you know my backstory a little bit. I don't think Trader Max knows, but I'm totally into UFOs and aliens, Max. Uh,
You're
you could
Chippendale. I say,
let me back it up a
okay,
little
it's
bit.
all right.
Usually, whenever I say this, whenever I tell my story, my chart, people start selling.
Well,
Crazy fucker. My dad was. I'm obviously not from America. I wasn't born here, but I came here when I was much younger. But the trip that brought us here is kind of unique. My father was involved in a secret police. The name of it was Savak. This is in Persia, in Iran,
mhm,
when the Shah of Iran was in power. He got over. The revolution happened in 1979, but 3 years before that, there was a UFO incident that happened in Iran in 1976, and I had some missing time back then that I was questioned about. I was a young child at the time. I think about 8 or 9 years old. I was, and my father was trained by the CIA. If you look at the documents, the CIA was in Iran back from the 50s on, training these secret police and stuff like that. Anyways, fast forward, something happened to me in 1976. My father said, "Okay, we're going to take you out of here." Um, and we moved to England. And in the UK, we thought we were outrunning what happened in our country, but it happened again in the UK. And from the UK, they gave us the okay to come to the United States. So 1979, 4th of July, we came to the US. And I'm totally into UFOs and aliens. Got married. My daughter was born, 4 pounds and quarter ounce. Smart, passed the car seat test right away. One of the, her mom, one of the most intelligent people out there that I met. We had an argument as far as how to raise her because she did have a slight condition, let's say. And that's what caused our divorce after several years. When my daughter turned 18, she moved back in with her dad for a little while, right before college.
mhm.
And we used alternative medication for her slight condition she has. Nothing major, you guys out there. So now every couple of years we go visit some friends that can help in this situation. And what I believe, she has a auditory hallucination issue where she hears voices. I believe from my background, those voices are real. So I wanted to pursue it a different way than my wife did, where my wife wanted to medicate our daughter. And that's where all the stuff happened that we got the divorce. Anyways, so my daughter is doing great. She does all this stuff for on the internet to have fun,
Mhm.
to make friends, um, to keep the
Mhm.
voices in check, if you want to put. And so life is good. So, anyways, those aliens are going to be coming pretty soon to get us.
I hope so. I got some. My sons and I have been practicing all of our lives to fight aliens, and we'll be right there to do it. Just that.
Whoa, whoa, whoa! They're all friendly, Trader
How do you
Max.
know
Why do
they're
you
all
think they're?
friendly?
I'm with Big
they
YOLO on this, man. I think they're friendly too. You
I
know,
hope they're
I
friendly, but just in case they're not,
I
my
seen
30-06 will
something
still be ready.
I seen something the other day where there was like a galaxy filmed like the first time in history NASA captured some kind of galaxy and I'm looking at it and I'm like, "Come on, man. You mean to tell me that that galaxy that's got all those planets on it, there's no earthling like people?" to me, it's so simple minded to think we're like the only ones that are like this, man. Is it to
Yeah,
me?
very
I just
egotistical. Yeah.
yeah, it's very egotistical to think like, no, we're the only smart ones that no, dude. I think I get real deep with this thought sometimes because I go, imagine if there was like, you think of parallel universes. Imagine if there was galaxies and every time you had a fork in the road and you made a choice,
Mhm.
you would just blip into that realm of possibilities where you wouldn't even notice that you're now in that realm, but you are because you made that choice. However, the other choice that was happening was over here, and the other choice that you could have taken was operating over here, and they could just keep crossing paths depending on your choices at whatever time. I
Correct.
think like all the time I look at things and I'm like, it's too. I'm not even too sure if you look at Mars and the way they look at Mars now, one could argue that that's like the lifestyle of a planet where essentially it gets extinct and it would look like Mars does now until of course, the organisms and everything kind of rebuilding where you have the water and the life,
Mhm.
the concept of life, being brought to the forefront. But I just trip out because I'm like, there's just no way. I look at our water and I'm like, man, we haven't even like scratched the surface of our own water on our own planet, if you will. Like you think about all the creatures that we just find out about that are in the water. You think about certain species that you've never seen before that we've never even known existed. We think about like how deep it gets. There has to be, intelligent life, man. There has to be. It's like it's almost
I don't know.
impossible for it to
I've
not
been
be.
I've been down to South Jersey. I'm still waiting for that one. Sorry for anybody from the South Jersey.
No, I think this though. I think this though. I think
Yeah.
the way travel is, right? We only have certain crafts that can travel us certain distances and certain speed. I think once that gap is filled, where the time itself it takes to travel
Mhm.
is shortened, I think that's when it becomes evident. I think it's like when you think about it now, we're like, oh, I'm in orbit. You don't really need anything to be in orbit. You'll just keep surrounding everything. But you also think of like um certain thrusters can keep you pushing in one direction or the other, or black holes, for example. Like I saw this one theory the other day that like we were in the black hole, and it kind of made sense where it was like, damn, you're
Mhm.
kind of, that's why everything's kind of rotating in this manner around the sun, if you will, because
Mhm.
you're in one. But to me it's like, I think it has to be a thing. I just think
You're
it.
gonna want that. You have to want that. You don't want to be existentially alone in the world. You know, we have how many billions of people on the planet? We still feel alone. I mean, I'm happy with my own skin, and I don't. I hope that they're not. I hope they're not bad. Don't get me wrong. If I know they exist, I know there's something more than what we are. You know,
I
because
think no
we just
matter
can't
what they
have the things.
can't.
Yeah.
I think no matter what they can't be bad, outside of one circumstance. I think the way we are as people, we want good. Like
Hmm.
deep down inside, everyone wants to be happy.
Yeah.
So I think that essentially, if you were to find out, yeah, there would be mass hysteria, from the mass, if you will. But I think deep down inside, you would be so gravitated to the idea behind it, what they look like, how they communicate, the whole nine yards, that it would be such a fascinating experience that I think it couldn't be too uh hurtful, if you will. But I do think the only way that gets debunked is if obviously they made their way here because they need our resources, whether it's oxygen or water or
Yeah.
whatever the case may be. Then obviously at that point, people will also be people and they'll selflessly annihilate the entire human being race that we know.
Right. I think our topic value has gotten a little skewed from the chat room here. It's I said something about South Jersey having intelligent life forms. I was born and raised in northern PA, in Northeast Philadelphia. My wife is from Princeton, New Jersey. Just so you know, that's why I said that, not for anything else. I really do think there's
Sure.
intelligent life there. No, but you're
Hey,
getting some people are like, they're talking about aliens now.
hey, I am curious, Big Yolo. I never got a final answer on this because I know that you say your father, if I'm not mistaken, was the one that had the what you would say encounter, or was it? Am I saying that? Is that wrong?
You're wrong. It was me.
It was
I
you.
lost 3 days. Yeah. And what had happened when I woke up, there was a translator and a gentleman and an American man. And my father introduced him to me as Mr. John. And this Mr. John followed us again. I met him again in England. And in England, by this time I spoke English. So he asked me the question is in English. The original time it was through a translator. And here's the freaky part, you guys. My father got Alzheimer's and dementia. Now, I'm not saying he was involved or he knew anything, but I moved in with him, took care of him the last year and a half of his life. He was probably taking about 20 different pills. And we'd go for our normal walk every night, and he would be telling me stuff on some nights. Now, some of the stuff he was telling me was fascinating, you know, if it was true, but I'll never know that for sure. But what I can tell you, the last time I went to visit him, towards the end, he was in a care facility, and the last time I went to visit him, there was somebody in that room sitting next to him, and when he got up, he looked just like Mr. John, but it couldn't have been him because that was 45 years ago, and this guy looked like maybe
Same
his
age.
son or something like that. Yeah, he looked the same age. So it's kind of you get stories like this. Yeah, whatever. And in the 80s, when I was telling my stories um, to my family members and stuff like that, most of them knew it, but the outer family did not know, and they would look at me like I was nuts. Our family is mainly a lot of engineers, uh, and um, and these guys were like, it's not physically possible. And it's funny because some of those engineers still in the family now in 2025, they totally agree. Oh yeah, they could totally be real. Now
Yeah.
the world has totally changed, from the 80s where they would laugh at me like, okay, this guy's cuckoo. They'd sit me at the kids' table for the love of God.
He was
but
32
but
years old.
Wait, can I ask?
but
Can I ask you this though? I get that there was 3 days that were just unaccounted for. Can you tell us, like, is this a good time? You have time? I want to know if you could tell me
sure,
this.
sure.
Okay. So my first question is, like, paint the picture for us. Like, where were you before you lost recollection of what took place? Were you at
All right,
home? Were you
so my father was in law enforcement. He was a really tough guy. I wasn't allowed. All I wanted, Ghost, was an action figure, like a GI Joe. But no, he wouldn't give me one. So you know how I used to play was imagine your left hand, your two small fingers, those were the feet. The next two fingers were the hands, and my thumb was the head. So that's how. Now hold your other hand up, Fred Max. Then you got two GI Joes fighting each other.
Where's the Kung Fu grip one come in at? I want the Kung Fu grip.
So there was me and my buddy Mehdi, his name. We used to go play in and in these countries, the trash dumps are like open. You know what I mean? So there'd be landfills where they got a bunch of stuff. Hey, there's people throwing away stuff. There might be toys and stuff like that. So we'd play in there, and that's where I kind of disappeared. And that's I remember last playing. I remember last thing that I picked up looked like paper, just like ton of paper,
And
and
how
that's
old
all
were
I
you?
remember. About 8 years old.
Okay,
Going
so
on,
8 years
and,
old.
and our ages are a little bit different. So I gotta in our country, when you're born, you're 1 year old already. So I was in my 8th year of life, if that makes
Got
sense.
it. Yes, yes.
What country are you
So
from?
Iran, Persia.
Okay.
so my next question. You're about 8 or 9, give or take, right? Or 7 or 8, give or take. And everybody knows you disappear? Like mom,
Oh,
dad.
they were looking for me.
Okay, so everybody's looking manhunt for 3 days. And where do you appear? Like, surely I know you don't remember everything, but did they tell you like you came out of nowhere?
Yes, and they told me they found me in the Jube. The Jube means like the little river, little
Oh shoot.
how do you explain it? Yeah, a little tiny like a river, a sewage area type of a thing.
Okay, and you were found there? Same
Yeah.
outfit, same everything?
No, I was wearing some American guy's outfit. Yeah, it was
You
the
were
same outfit.
okay. Well, no, I just figured like,
No,
like
it just reminded me of a movie where people got abducted and they came back in different clothing,
uh,
and and then
They got
I'm
abducted
like,
into J.C. Penney's. I don't know what you want.
yeah, no, I'm wanting to know, like, I'm trying to piece things together myself here. So okay, so you get found, they're like, oh my God, they
uh,
probably feel just such a blessed feeling of getting you back. They probably were so in fear. And then they start asking you, where were you? What happened? You're like, I just don't remember
yeah,
pretty much anything.
it wasn't they. As soon as I like woke up, there was already a guy there standing there
John.
with
That's
the American guy.
that's the
They
John. Now,
just went right at it. It's like my dad's all it's okay, just answer whatever they want to ask you.
got it.
And
Eh, Do you remember? I know because okay, so this is where I guess I get a little tripped out. So you personally were gone for the 3 days, right? No one knew who you were. You showed up here, got it. But you say that you didn't really have too much memory of the event itself.
correct.
Like the 3 days are just gone. So do you go, okay, so the only thing that makes sense is it must have been an abduction, or are there glimpses that you also remember, like the beam or the typical, setup, if you
No,
will, that makes
I
you
didn't know any of this at all. The abduction part came because there was actually a sighting in the town of a UFO. And it's well recorded, actually. The only parts that are not recorded was that part. Basically, if you look it up, there was a UFO in an air fight with some jets in Iran. The part that's not covered in the media is that UFO kind of broke into. This is from what I know. That the UFO broke into several different pieces, and one piece went right above our town. Okay, that's all they know. That
got it.
one piece went right above our town. At the same time, I go disappear for 3 days. Maybe I just fell and hit my head. Who knows? So I disappear for 2 3 days. I come back, and you know the UFO's gone already.
When did you find out about, like, how long of a time frame did you go? A week, 2 weeks, a day, when you heard, wait, there was a UFO sighting, and that kind of correlated the event to you? Or was it just like, was it a lot later in life where you were like, wait a second? Or was it like pretty soon afterwards you were like, hold on?
Probably a few days later, because my dad started telling me what those guys were asking about, and he thought maybe I can remember some stuff, which I didn't.
Got
But
it.
that,
So he's like, did you see anything in the air? Did you hear any? Okay, got it.
right.
Wow, that's a trip, dude. I For some reason I thought it was Yolo's grandpa. I didn't know it was you this whole time.
No, he was the one that was involved in the government. He actually, a fun part of this story in his life is that he actually went to prison for pulling a gun on the prime minister of our country because he didn't agree with whatever the guy was about to do. So when that made the news, and my dad was in prison, the Shah found out about it, and that's when the Shah pulled him out of prison and made him his own personal bodyguard. So he had his own little story. It's kind of neat, you know. From being a boxer, I think I told you he was a boxer.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
That's how he got the job. He was 19-0, unbeaten, and yeah, he was a great guy. He was the kind of guy you don't want to mess around with. I used to imitate him all the time when he'd walk in front of us. You know, I try to get his strut down, the way he walked and stuff like that. You know.
Wait. 1 second. I'm racking my brain here. Is this the? Because this was. How long ago was this? I mean, how old are you?
Me,
This couldn't be
58.
Okay, so this couldn't be the. Because you would have been 8. You would have been 7 in 1976 then, right? Or
Yeah.
no, you would have been a little bit old. So, okay, yeah. So, because in the 70s, late 70s, something I remember, you know, there was I would like to say it was Persia. I don't know, maybe Tehran or someplace like that. That there was a UFO thing that, you know, fighter jets and the whole thing. But you said fighter jets were fighting it, and it broke off in pieces. And I remember back.
Not that they shot, not that they shot it into pieces. The
But
UFO
it fell.
It's separated.
Yeah.
separated. Yeah, there you go. Better
But
word.
it wouldn't have been in the area of 1976 or 77 area, would it? At that
Yeah,
point?
absolutely.
Okay. All right.
As soon as it happened, we left and moved to England. Or
Yeah, I would have moved
we
too.
got
I'm
moved.
sorry. Yeah. If my
We got
kid
moved to
disappeared for
England.
3 days, yeah.
My father quit his job. And believe it or not, it's awesome because if we hadn't moved, the revolution happened in 1979. We would have all been dead by now. Um, Khomeini, the guy who took over, they found out where my father was at the time, and they wanted to bring him back to Iran. And the only thing that my father had at the time was a picture of him standing next to the Shah with 9 other Secret Service agents that had all been executed already. So the U.S. was friendly with the Shah. The U.S. was friendly with my dad. So they just pulled us right out of England and brought us over here in 1979, July 4th, which was kind of cool.
A few months later, you got your first Christmas.
My first Christmas was in England, man, 1976. I don't think Trader Max has ever heard the story before.
Such
Trader
a good
Max,
story,
right?
dude. Tell them. Such a good
Well,
story.
1976, the plane lands in England. My father has 3 kids. There's 3 families waiting for us there. And as soon as we get into the airport, you're going with this family, you're going with that family, you're going with that family. I'll see you guys 3 to 6 months from now. You guys are going to learn English. I'm like, all right, great. So we had no choice but to learn English in these families that we live with. The family I live with, their last name was Broom, like a door broom. And they had 2 kids. One of them was my age, 8 or 9 years old. The other one was 4. And all they did after a month I was there, all they did was talk about this guy named Santa Claus, Father Claus or something like that. They called it over there. And I had no idea who this guy was, you know, because I was born a Muslim. So here I am living in this house, and all they're talking about now, I'm going to school, I'm learning English, so I'm not catching on to what they're exactly saying, but I'm understanding that somebody named Santa is coming. And Christmas Eve comes, and we have to wait for Santa, and we got the cookies and milk and all that stuff ready. I'm all okay. I'm like, you know, one of these kids, well, what the hell's going on here? Who are we waiting for? Well, we fall asleep. We're waiting for Santa. We wake up. You got to imagine this room. This room is about the size of maybe 3 standard rooms. There's 3 beds in there, all 3 of us kids. We wake up. This entire room is filled with toys. I was so pissed off, Max, that I had not heard of the Santa guy before in my life. I was like, what the fuck? Where has this guy been all my life, man? How come he never came and saw me in Iran, man? It was amazing.
Quran? What the hell?
There was so many toys, so many awesome things. So I kind of took that tradition not only to my own daughter, but to my nephews, which were born first. This was back in the 80s. Dude was a big name, big word back then. So everybody used the word dude. So I was known as Uncle Dude because I used the word dude so much. But Uncle Dude, Christmas time came around, you got these big old huge black trash bags full of toys, man. So these kids are growing up in houses, that have plenty of money, but they're waiting for their Uncle Dude to come over with trash bags full of toys. It was exciting stuff. The,
It's cute.
that's my
So
Christmas
good.
story, man.
So good. It's so
It,
good,
it
dude.
it's amazing. You go around the world, and if you travel the world, you'll realize how good we really have it in the States. I don't know where you've been, Ghost, before, if you've been to different countries, but I'm talking about, you see people living in mud houses, literally living in houses made out of mud, um, and, barely surviving on a daily basis. We when we moved to in Iran, our house had a wall around it that was taller than the house itself. So you couldn't actually see behind the wall. When we went to England and to the United States, I couldn't believe that you could actually see a home and that there was a gate that you could actually open up with your hands to walk right in to that front door. Unheard of in some countries, you know what I mean? Because
Yeah.
it's so unsafe. You got to have those walls that are like a castle. But, this is why we got it so good over here. The opportunity is so great in the U.S. And, you know, we got to make the best out of it. I got lucky because of my work. I got lucky because of some crypto stuff. So, we're not in it for the money. We're in it more for the community. We've made lots of friends here. And like you said, the money will come if it ever does. If it doesn't, not a big deal. We're in here. We rather have the little small guy win. A guy like Paul, a guy like Dante, a girl like Rudy or Ash, which uh, they wear their personalities on their sleeves. So you know what they're about. I'm sure you got a lot of good ones in your community too. I just don't know their names, or they're probably all the same people that are in both communities.
Yeah, I mean, as soon as you
They're the same
mentioned,
people.
yeah, as soon as you mentioned Ash, I was laughing because Ash was coming to, man, one of the fastest learners I've came across is Ash. She was trying to make resources out of nothing, and she came to me from the crash courses on day trading actually, and that's where we met back in probably like August or September of last year. And I don't ever tell people what trade I'm taking. I tell them what I look for, and when I trade, they'll hear the aftermath because I don't want to be responsible for people taking trades just because I'm excited about it. And she DM'd me after maybe 3 or 4 days of taking these classes, and she's like, "Okay, so I'm in the $25 calls, strike price 428, today's expiration." I was like, I sent her a screenshot. I'm like, I'm in that same trade. Like, how? And she just was such a good student of the game. Like, she just understood um, what to look for. And yeah, it's the same people, man. I mean, I think, like you said, it's the little guys, man. It's the individuals that want more for themselves, but also want to break free from that like hamster wheel of life. Like we all are in one way or another in a hamster wheel. It's like I own my own business, but yet I still rely on others to do things, on others to provide opportunity, and then I got to do my part. And from the business owner to the, I work in and out, whatever the gig is, you're still constantly having to do things, perhaps maybe not when you want to do them, or perhaps a way you might not want to do them. And I think that's what crypto provides. It, like you said, it's the opportunity. Um, Getting a project to go parabolic is something I desire, not for personal gain, but for the individuals that make up the community that would essentially get out of that rat race and stop having to do things that they don't necessarily want to do, um, and
It's
perhaps
funny,
actually.
Ghost, that you mentioned the hamster wheel. There was a song by the Boomtown Rats. This is a British band called the Rat Trap, and it's basically tells you about. And this was from what the '70s that I listened to it, or maybe '80s. Um, it tells you about this is the like the you get stuck in this trap where all you gotta do is work, 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 and then before you know it, you're done, you're dead. Yeah, the little guys matter. The big thing about communities, you got the good people, you got the people that come in and go, other people that try to abuse your own community. So you got the good with the bad, and as long as we realize the good and reward the good people, I think we'll do fine. I think you guys will do fine. Trader Max will do fine. You'll do fine. Oh, look, we got a Star Wars guy up here on the stage. What is this?
This your boy Egon, man. Egon's
He's been
Hey,
waiting
Big Yellow.
patiently.
I love Egon, man. What's going on, Egon?
What's up, brother? I couldn't agree more with some of those points you were making in terms of being alone in the universe, only because I was raised Roman Catholic, so I'm very religious. And one of my theories was that what if Jesus died for our sins and he's just making that message to every other place that has life? Because once I learned that each star has millions and trillions and how many planets, I'm like, it's just illogical. Or forget religion, leave all of that out of it, because that's the theory I came up with when I was 7. Just the odds
It
game
had to be God. Let's go.
of us being the only ones out there. There are so many. It's just not. It's not true. So I
The
believe
7-year-old theologian. It's awesome.
I know,
love
right?
it. It's perfect. Yeah. It's got to be God. There's strawberries.
I'm telling
For
you,
sure.
until we see travel like no other, and I'm talking about like not like G forces. I'm talking about bending point A to point B. Like when you look at Albert Einstein's theory, where he's folding a graph paper to show you how A to B can be that close on the same plane. I think until we get there as a species, it might be far and few in between that we see these sightings, if you will. But I think once you get to that level, then if we don't see some things happening all day, every day, I'd be shocked. You know what really trips me out too is like you say how vast it is. It's like it's infinite, apparently, right? It's infinite. And how exactly would you even run into another species if there's that much dark space, even like that? Even that's hard to align that together. So maybe we'll never get a definitive
Oh,
answer,
I
but
don't know, Ghost. I mean, how would you communicate? It's not going to be radio. It's not going to be a phone. I think we already have the ability to see and ability to talk to them, but we're just thinking physically. I don't know if you've ever heard of remote viewing. There's so
I
many
have.
different there's so many different ways that we can see. I think we're stuck in this rat trap where we're grinding 9 to 5 every single day, trying to make a living, that we can't really, evolve our spiritual sides, because I believe we can actually see them. I believe we can talk to people other races, and there's nothing faster than thought. So, what would be a good communication between billions of miles would be how quickly, and that's why they say that these creatures are telepathic, because you can communicate so quickly with thought alone. So uh, yeah, a lot of people want that physical. The UFO lands on the front lawn of the White House, but a
Mhm.
lot of us in the UFO community understand where we might see him different ways. We just
Well,
got to open up our minds.
I go to the whole thought process of just the way our brains interpret in general. Like if you think about it, right? We grow up and we're taught in school that the sky is blue. My brain computes blue as blue. You're taught that that's your blue too. So essentially, if I was seeing what you see purple, and Avatar looks like what you would see Earth is for my eyeballs, the way my brain processes, we would never disagree with one another, because that shade up there, when that sky is blue. So my point is if what I see and perceive to be one thing doesn't necessarily mean we see exactly the same thing. So the fact that there's so much information being processed at any given time, like to the remote viewing side of things, that whole concept trips me out, because I believe this is a vessel we're in. Even when we get older, we still feel young, except our body, right? So I do believe the soul is detached from the vessel at some point. But I think, why does it have to wait to detach for good when it's death? Could you not detach from it earlier and come and go as you please, in a sense? You know, it's fascinating to think of the infinite, possibilities of just, I'm a big believer that thoughts matter, like literally matter, like physical. They turn
Well, thoughts
into
thoughts are things because it's an electric impulse, and electric impulse is a thing, and anything can happen at that point. But
100%.
but as remote reviewing goes, who is it? Daryl Anka, the guy that has the aliens talk through him. I don't know if you've seen this guy. It looks so made up. It's so fake. But for those that believe it's a perspective. What I get worried about, and sorry, this is the humor in me, is not so much that they exist. They exist. Not so much that they can come to us. They can come to us, or we can travel to them. But is how that we deal with it. How we deal with everything else we do in our lives. Like, imagine you now have the faster than light speed that you could fly. Imagine the TS line. That's the TSA line that's going to be at the airport now. That's going to be going. It's like, did you mean to bring this laser? No, or you're going to have like this entire world of things that are now going to be fit in that we're going to either Americanize or humanize, to make it that way. Let's say we did have remote viewing, or, what you're wearing or what you're smelling and what you're feeling, that you can't have these things, the restrictions of life that it's going to become, that there'll be a whole new set of laws, like nobody can wear perfume or what have you. So we as humans do these things to ourselves to put us in these usable boxes all the time. I really don't know what the show's temperament is about today. We talked about a little bit of everything. It's like God, aliens, Star Wars, not Star Wars. Yeah, it's pretty fun.
That's the best part, when you get Big YOLO up here, man. You get a chance to just
You never know what you're
whatever
gonna get.
comes up. Yeah, you just never know. I
Oh, I'm
always
sorry, man. Were we talking crypto or what?
No,
sometimes, sometimes.
I got to tell you, I've been in crypto for a short period of time, since September of last, or actually June of last year. But I've been in the world of finance I've been trading box money since I was 17 years old. So, I'm 50 something right now. So, but the human element, I've been a master at that for about 20 years, I say. And I say a master because I've had to play a lot of different roles in my life. And I've been so blessed. I have lived a life of many, right? I've been in the military. I've been around the world. I've been to many, many countries. I've fought wars. I seen a volcano erupt in the Philippines in 1992. I've seen a lot in my life, and the human element has never surprised me on its ability to adapt, its ability to try to control, to find evil where evil is, but find goodness just as well. It's been a very well balanced life for me, with good, bad, ugly, and indifferent. But I'm never surprised. I say, I tell my wife and I, we are time travelers, her and I, and we keep ourselves from traveling too fast because we don't want all these things to disappear too quickly. Like on the birth of my son, Matthew, I told her, never say, I wish, I can't wait to, they can walk or they can talk. Just live in the moment. I think everything that's happening right now in our lives with crypto and this stuff is like, live in your moment. Don't wait for success. You're not in travel to success. You're already there. You're already there in the world of success. Don't wait to enjoy the platforms of your fortitudes. Enjoy them now. Play a game with your kids. Touch the grass. Raise the hands to the air. Get out there and enjoy every single day as you physically can, because this work that we're doing to make things better or to get to a goal will never get there. There'll always be something else, but it's how we live our lives right now. And I think that goes into every little thing that we talked about today to bring it sort of come back to central for me, because I have to get going here soon. but there is, for me personally, you know, I've watched this world. Like when my brother told me last year in June, hey Max, I think you need to come and see this group and talk to this industry, find a way to make things real and fluid and make services and systems. That's what I do. It was probably the worst and best thing that's happened to me in a very long time, because it's put me in this world of trying to build something that hasn't been built before. You know, there's nobody built these tools that I've built in the way that we're building them and why we're building them. And I've done this with little to no money. And now that we're here, and I'm hoping that I can take this to another level. Once we do have those monies, it's a whole new game. So, but Big Lo, it's been a pleasure to talk to you today. I really thank you for taking the time to talk to me personally. And I can't wait to talk
absolutely.
to you.
Absolutely.
Trader
It's been a
Max,
pleasure.
man. Trader Max, enjoy your evening, man. I know it's late in the East Coast, man. I appreciate you coming up so spur of the moment, man.
Oh, it's my pleasure, buddy. I've always, you know, you're like, we need some content. I was like, okay, I'll come with content. And then Big Yo, we start talking about aliens. I'm like, I see a theme here. I see a theme. A new alien coin's going to be going out now. Fine.
Hey, you know, if there's one thing about me, man, I never have a plan. I don't think I've ever planned anything, but I guess an AMA is the only thing I've ever had planned. And even then, I don't even look the company up. I don't want to premeditate any question. I just like the flow of conversation. I feel like conversing is so tarnished nowadays, man. Everyone wants to make sure they say the right thing and ask the right question. It's like, dude, just relax, drop your shoulders,
Be
have
real.
some, yeah, just have some conversation, man. But no, I do appreciate you, you know, coming up. We should jump on a call tomorrow though, because I did want to kind of touch base with about a couple of things, man, and just see where everything's at. I was speaking to Kelia, you know, Chow Chow today.
Oh
For the
yeah.
last
Some
couple
good
of
stuff
days as
there.
well.
You know,
So
some
yeah, I'm
good stuff are
excited.
happening there. Yeah. Coalitions are the thing, man. This is what gets you. You're just so powerful when you have, you know, you may be powerful as a single person, but 30,000 of you strong. Yeah. There's a lot of people on that Tipsy Token network. There's a lot of people on the Shogun systems and all the tools. And we have right now about 300 tokens that we have dealt with since we started doing the Shogun show and everything last year. So we have a tremendous amount of people, thousands and thousands of people. And this stuff that's coming for the NFT marketplace and everything else, you're involved in it. Pretty soon, I say in about a week, we're ready to start. I mean, I can show you stuff now, but this is not the show for it. But there is a lot of good stuff that's behind the scenes we're working very hard on. I went so quiet over the last 2 weeks, 3 weeks for being sick, but this is the best thing that could have happened. Everything is just played out just right. But I'm glad I was able to come out and talk to you tonight. I do appreciate you inviting me, and you know me, you ask me, and I'll be here. You know, I don't think I let you down at all.
Never. And I hope I see you more often.
Yeah, me too. Egon, you and I got to do a show one time, man. I dig you, dude.
Oh yeah, man. You said the word, I am there. Plus, we have the same time zone, so it might line up.
Yeah, you're pretty. In fact, we're probably more than the same time zone. We're probably in the same. I could probably throw a football to your house, man.
Correct. Yes.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You like the same food I like, cheesesteaks and some other things, right?
Just had one yesterday.
Pretzels and cheesesteaks, and from I won't say which one. But
Hey, no traffic on 76. I could be there in 30 minutes.
Exactly. It begins with an E and ends with Uggles.
So normally 2 hours. Yes. I can't wait for our 3-peat.
Oh yeah,
Number
right.
2
right.
Incoming.
There you go, baby.
I mean, sorry, I didn't mean to derail it.
Yeah, we won't piss off Ghost on anything because I know he's a big football guy.
I'm just kidding.
No, it's all good. You guys are the champions. You guys can talk all you want.
For now,
we're still figuring out some things on our end, but we'll be there.
That's okay. We trust and we build and we'll support. Hey, listen, if it happens and you win, then we support.
Yeah. Hey, listen, just get to 6 and then you could talk about, championships and whatnot.
Oh, yeah, there we go. Then we'll rip all the lights out in your place then. We rip our own lights out. We win a Super Bowl, rip our lights out. So
I'm just saying, hoist up the 6th Lombardi and then we'll talk,
Yeah.
I'm proud of you guys. I'm proud of you guys though.
Don't forget, you can be included, Ghost. We used to be one team. We were the Steagles for one beautiful season during the war when we had to combine forces. There weren't enough players to make 2 full teams.
Before they were
are you
it's like he wanted himself.
Are you jealous? Are you jealous?
I don't know what happened to your finger. Did it break? Did you have to get it wrapped?
Are you jealous?
Diamonds.
Are you jealous?
Yeah.
I
Is that
can't
better?
see. Is that the wrong
Exactly.
finger?
Oh, you know what? I broke. I forgot I broke my my ring light. Let me just put this ring light on for me.
Oh, the
Here we
bling
go.
light.
Oh, there it
Yeah.
is. There's the light I was looking for. Just gotta hold up my Lombardi trophy.
Wait, there he goes.
No, wait, what?
He
What
had,
I
he had,
missed?
he had a hit. There he is.
He was
He's always
gonna
on.
Oh,
get
there we
ready
go.
to. He's gonna
Yeah.
get ready to put that. You like that though?
Oh, whoops.
Huh?
Yeah, look at that.
Yeah. Oh,
This
word.
is number
I couldn't tell what that was.
number 3.
What is it in the
I
middle?
thought it was a table.
Is it the Lombardi? Oh, I see 3 dots.
Yeah,
Oh, is that
number
the
3.
Steelers logo?
It's the number 3. Yes, number 3 championship, Buster.
I can Well, it's very. I have the StreamYard set up.
Is it
here, so
just so shiny? Is it just so
It
icy
is.
you can't see
it's
it?
part of it. That's part of it. Yeah. I'll Google it. Oh, okay. There you go. Whoa. That's awesome.
Wait, there it is. Better now?
Yep.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Sick,
Dang.
right?
Yeah. I got one of those $20 cheap Chinese replica ones when we won 52, and I was like, you know what? I'm good on that.
Turned his
I'll
finger
be
green.
honest. I don't want to
Mine never
floss,
worked.
you know, but it's definitely one of those cheap ones too, guys. Okay, so let's not get out of character here. Okay,
Carbon
it's
zirconia.
definitely not real. Okay, because I would not be just flashing this if it was. Okay.
Yes.
And the address is there. It is. Go Birds. No. I'm sorry. It's my son. My son. It's not Go Birds. Come on. It's fuck you. F you. Go Birds. Let's go. Let's be real.
So,
Come on. You gotta get it right.
No one likes us. We don't care.
Yeah.
I got
you guys got the last laugh for now, man. You're lucky you're in the NFC and I'm in the AFC because I was actually rooting for you guys this year. It's the only time I root for a squad. I gotta root for the NFC. Can't have someone from our end take you guys out. So
That's true.
I'm happy
my
for
mind
you.
was blown when you did that.
Yeah.
Football, UFOs, and crypto. A little tiny crypto.
Those are Monday's
can't-
topics. Welcome to the club.
You can't beat
Welcome.
it, dude.
Yeah. Welcome to
All
your
right,
AA meeting. All right, I better go. My family's coming in now.
We
All right,
we
man.
appreciate you though, Max. Enjoy your evening, man.
Love me some lotto, man. I always win the lotto when
love-
I'm here, baby.
And we love you, bro.
Amen, Max.
All right,
Have
you
a
guys
great
have a
night,
great
Max.
night. We'll talk to you
You
soon.
too.
Bye-bye.
Man, shout out to Trader Max though, man. At the end of the day, man, this whole concept of StreamYards being able to stream through, you know, YouTube and Twitch and of course X is actually his platform that he built with StreamYards and was so generous to share it with us, which is how we're able to get 6 days a week live streams broadcasted to you guys in this manner. So thank you to Trader Max, man, such a stand-up guy. Big YOLO, man. I'm so beyond happy that you got to come up tonight and talk about some of the stories that I've heard. But I'm glad I got to hear him and ask questions this time around. On Spaces, I'm always like, man, I want to just pick his brain because it's fascinating to me. My wife
I was
is gonna
brought up
love
here
this
on.
episode.
First of all, I was lied to. That's why by YOLO. She said this
What'd she
was date
say?
night. She said it was date night, and I could probably hook up with somebody. And all
In
I
her
get is eat.
defense, in her defense, it was Monday. But here's the problem. We did Monday speed dating and it was a hit. It was so fun. And then we did it the second week and nobody wanted to come up here and do a round of speed dating. So I was like, what the heck? So tonight I was like, man, I feel empty inside. You know, I'm already taken off the market so I can host and play the role of Hitch. You know what I mean? But golly, no one wanted to come up here and date last week. So she definitely misled you purposefully. And should we give her a pass or should we like put her in timeout? Like what? I don't know. You're the dad, dude. What's the punishment
Yeah,
for
I'll take care of it during the vacation time. What about you got any? Who do we got on stage here?
we got our boy Hinch, man. This is they call him the Caucasian Ghost.
Caucasian Ghost. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you. I came up because you guys were talking about the Steelers, and I just have to say the Packers won a Super Bowl against the Steelers. It was the easiest Super Bowl of all time. It was so great. And yeah, I have the ring from that Super Bowl. So I'm not on cam, so I can't show it off. But
The easiest Super Bowl you've ever won? The easiest.
no, it was actually probably the hardest.
Dude, Mendenhall fumbled and changed that whole trajectory of that game, dude. Palomalo was ready to terrorize you guys. Aaron Rodgers had a good game. I can't even flex, man. He picked apart our defense. We got outcoached. We lost fair and square. But that Super Bowl hurt me
Yeah,
more than any sports event in the history of sports events, guys. I'm gonna let you know right now. I was spoiled. So I was a Ram fan growing up because I'm in LA. And then we lost the Rams. They went to St. Louis. And Jerome Bettis' cousin, Gerard, actually went to my school. And Gerard had a little event to have Jerome Bettis, his cousin, played the Steelers. So they had terrible towels. Everything was all crazy wild. And I was like, dude, I guess I'm following Jerome Bettis, dude. I'm a Steeler fan. I don't have the Rams anymore. And so I became a Steeler fan like overnight. I was really young. And I followed him every year, bro. And then, of course, we finally go to the Super Bowl, knock off the Seahawks. Then we go to another Super Bowl, one of the best Super Bowls of all time. I don't even care if you're lying if you say the Cardinals and Steelers wasn't top 5 of all time, arguably maybe even top 2. And then we go to our third Super Bowl and we get annihilated by the Packers. And I was crushed for so many reasons. My wife is from Wisconsin.
is she a Packer fan though?
No,
Oh boy.
but at the time, she's like, I want my Packers to win now. Bam, 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 bam. I was just like, dude, you don't even watch, can't even name me a player, bro. And so then I got her dad, which we don't even talk to him. It was just very hurtful, man. It was one of those moments of just there's 32 teams, man. It could have been any other team to lose to that year, bro.
We
That
did
one hurt.
have the Packers did have probably one of our most solid teams we've ever had. So I mean, and Lil Wayne came out with the song
That's another reason it hurt
"Green
me.
and Yellow," not black and yellow. He was
That's
gonna
another
knock
reason why it hurt me.
Palomalu's hair off and shit.
Just got
So
done knocking the Bears off and about to knock Troy Polamalu's hair. I was just like, yo, dude, what's going on, man?
the
That
the
it,
cra-
it hurt.
the crazy thing is he has a place in Green Bay and he goes to a lot of the games.
Oh, he's a Laker fan and a cheesehead, like since the beginning of time, bro.
I think he said growing up there was just a kid that in like elementary school or something, and he didn't have a pot to piss in, and the kid had a cool Packer jersey or something, and he went home, and I'm pretty sure his mom like knitted him a Packer jersey so he could fit in, and that's why he was a Packer fan, something like that.
I'm gonna probably say that's not a real story. He's hood as they get. Ain't no moms in the hood knitting, just so you know.
Maybe the kid gave him his jersey. I don't know, something like that.
That sounds a little bit more realistic.
Or he stole the jersey off someone at gunpoint. Who fucking knows?
Yeah. Oh, now because he's hood, he's got to be a black gangster now. Jesus, Caucasian
Oh my
ghost out
God,
here.
was that
You hear this
racist?
guy, Big Yolo? No, I'm playing.
I heard him. I heard him, man.
All right, this
He
isn't
went from
recorded,
knitting
right?
to
This isn't
fucking
a recorded
carjacking
stream.
in a minute.
You know what I mean, Big Yolo?
You
He went from knitting to
you
carjacking,
said
bro. Come on, man.
you grew up in the
Oh,
hood
the
and he was a
hood.
gangster.
Oh, then it was a carjacking.
It was a drive-by shooting. Took his jersey.
Oh my God, I love it, man. I love it, man. No, man. Big Yolo. Seriously, Big Yolo. We gotta dial in because Trader Max definitely has individuals that could pull off what you're suggesting. It could definitely be a thing.
Well, get it done, Ghost.
Oh no, I'm just letting you know.
it'll
You
it'll
know,
it'll give us
I
this is
usually
what
am one to go ahead, go
this
ahead.
will help us in a sense that um, our new community on Soul will be getting reflections, which in this case, if it works out correctly, it'll be lotto tokens.
Yeah.
The way that'll help your guys' tokens, I'm sure, is pretty clear on how it'll help. It'll be buys on your token, new eyes on your token. Now, most of it might sell, but who knows? I don't
Still
think
good
the
money.
reflections are, yeah, I don't think the reflections are going to be that huge that people are going to be cashing out thousands of dollars, maybe 5, 10 bucks or whatever. But even if it's small reflections, the eyes coming onto the lotto is the good thing. And then
Yeah.
they meet you, your personality. It was like a magnet. You'll bring, you'll grab these newcomers and stuff like that, and then it'll be good. Um,
I love it, man.
on
I appreciate the opportunity, man, because I know it's this is an industry when you're putting your neck on the line and you're doing things that you have to be sure that you work with the right individuals. And so thank you for the kind words. And also I always say, man, I'm here to prove myself, obviously. I know I haven't known you for as long as the next one, but I will just continue to keep proving, myself to be true to form. Over time, I got to continue that though. I know that that could be lost at any given moment if you're not essentially maneuver in the right manner. And so you have my word that I will 100% always do right by what I believe to be not only pure intent, but the best possible scenario for the individuals involved. I think that's one of the biggest things for me. It's always trying to understand each decision I make will have an impact across the board. And so I always want to ensure that the impact that I leave behind is always positive. So I appreciate you taking that vote of faith and even entertaining the idea of it all. And I won't let you down. We'll show you what we got.
Well, yeah, we'll see what happens. I mean, this is our first tango on Solana chain, so hopefully everything goes smooth. If not, we try again, and that's the main thing. Whoever's listening to this stuff, get pumped up a little bit, but don't get too pumped up too quickly. Things can go awesome, things can go just mediocre, or things might fail, and nothing might happen out of it. But either way, we're going to give it a shot. And if it works out correctly, if it works out the way that I envision it, a lot is going to get a lot of play, and also so is cat named Toast. And as far as our ecosystem, if cat named Toast is getting buys and sells, that translates into the Baby YOLO token gets buys and sells because it pulls tokens off of Baby YOLO. So if everything goes good, then we got three tokens that'll get a little bit of a bump. The fourth token, this new Solana token, they will be getting reflections, so hopefully that'll pump them up, and we'll see what happens. But we got a lot of different stuff that's coming in our ecosystem in the future, which is too early to talk about right now. But we're always looking for new opportunities. We had no intentions of going on Solana, but also we don't want to sit back and see opportunities out there. We believe Solana is going to do a breakthrough pretty soon. And I know you watch numbers, Ghost, and you're what are you guys in 130 right now or something like that on Solana? I think you guys maxed out at 280 or 300 in the last run,
Yeah,
and I
295 on
think
the last run. Hmm.
yeah. So this would be a perfect time actually to come in, as you guys understand. We come in at the 130 range. If we hit the high of Solana again at the 300 range, we've already doubled the token value. And if Solana
100%.
really takes off, yeah, if Solana really takes off, then we're going to take off with it. So is Lotto, so is every other Sol token out there. So, and people are leaning towards Solana right now. So they're liking Solana. So we want to have some kind of presence on there. We're not giving up on BNB chain. We love BNB chain. It's easy to build on, but we can be multi-chain.
I mean, I think our community's set up for success. I have this one fly that's like literally of all places to be. Um, I think our community's set up for it. I think when you think about the things that we've encountered, we always maneuver with pure intent. When we went to Soul Bank to try and earn resources by, farming tokens. It was fun while it lasted, and we went through the ringer when that whole fiasco ended abruptly, due to them getting exploited apparently. And the community just held it down, man. They understand that everything we do is going to be done with good intent, and obviously there's too many variables to control them all. But regardless of the outcome, your job is to do right by one another. So whether it works to a T, whether there's struggles, whether it's flawlessly executed, all of that's irrelevant. We're going to enjoy the journey, and it's going to be an opportunity that we want to seize, that we want to be a part of. Jesus, this guy's really going to attack my face now. I got this. Do you guys see this flower here? Watch this. He's like trying to go in my mouth hole, my nose hole, my ear hole. It's an alien. That's what's happening right now. It's an
Yeah,
alien.
I thought you were
Up
trying
there.
to give me some signals.
Hey, if I'm just saying, if I disappear for 3 days, bro, that's the fucking culprit, dude. 'Cause, this garage of mine's on lock, bro. So that's the mother right there. Um, but no, we're excited, man. I'm super excited. I'm glad we got that opportunity to kind of discuss it further. I know we've kind of spoken through Baby YOLO, um, and kind of trying to get on the same page with a few things. And I'm glad that we got the green light to start talking and seeing how we could help bring it to fruition.
Yeah, so just to make sure we're on the same page, all Trader Max's has to do on this Solana token, the only option we're going to have is a wallet address and the amount of tax. Um, so if he can find somebody to write the script that does everything else, we can easily test that on a different token, on a different wallet, and then make it go live on our contract. Um,
Absolutely.
uh, if there's a
Absolutely.
cost to it, Ghost, let me know how much they're trying to charge because even though we're not familiar with Solana, we're familiar with dev costs usually.
Okay.
So if there's a cost, let me know how much it is, and if it's realistic. If
I
they,
love it. I appreciate that.
yeah,
Yeah,
absolutely.
we'll definitely dial in, man. I'm excited. You guys get back in a few weeks from now?
We're supposed to be back on the first or the second at the latest. Depends on one last stop that we make. So that'd be yeah, about 2 weeks,
Love it.
and then we should be gung ho and ready to go. We'll probably start the pre-sale with that first week we're back. She's got some NFTs for that new project already, ready to go. I don't know how many it is, a few hundred of them or a couple of hundred. I'm not sure, but it's I'll leave all that up to her. We'll see what happens. We're kind of excited. We
I
gotta come back. We always like to give a 30-day notice to everything we do in our ecosystem. I think right now we're in the middle of a 30-day notice for people to register their Solana addresses. Good thing I remember this. If you guys own those mini mini ballers, please register your Solana address because you qualify for a free airdrop. If you happen to buy one from now before our token drops, please register your Solana address with us so that you get a free airdrop of this token coming out. It won't be much, and it's always a delayed airdrop. It'll be about a week or two into the token launch, but you'll still make some money off of it. Hopefully.
Absolutely. We actually have, I think, 18 left. Last time I checked, I think it was last night. I think we had 18 left. There are 69 total, you guys, and all of them have a number 1 through 69 embedded in their head or body or arm or ear or something of that nature. They are automatically entered into a lottery draw, which happens every Saturday at 5 o'clock Pacific Standard Time. They're also, for the first 6 months, they're getting reflections in the form of Baby YOLO. So every time there's a buy or sell on the Baby YOLO token, 1% of that is getting evenly distributed in the form of an airdrop that he's speaking of, onto your Solana address for just simply holding this NFT. So you have half off poker every game, 2 games a week. You get free poker tournament the last Friday of every month. You get 6% worth of reflections, which could be anyone's guess. And then you're also getting automatically entered into a lottery, which gives you an opportunity to hit the lotto. And these are called YOLotto minis. These are basically the first collaboration we've ever done with the creator herself, which is, of course, Big Yolo's daughter at Safe Moon YOLO on X. And yeah, you got to take a look at them. They're amazing. The detail is phenomenal. The backstory is awesome. The isotope that hit from the meteor shower when that California lottery got struck actually mixed with the DNA of the original ballers, our very first line. So there's little pint-sized guys are adorable. They got some freaky, scary ones, but they have cancer awareness, trafficking awareness, mental health awareness. I mean, you name it. Reasons to
Alien
really enjoy.
awareness?
Alien
Is
awareness
there?
isn't there, but guess what? I own Area 51, baby. I bought that one right off the market. Like I need that. Yeah,
Hey,
Area
let me
51. I
let,
was like, come on.
yeah, let me jump in there really quick about the reflections. I don't know if I misheard you or if you said it wrong. If you own the mini YOLO, how do you say it?
Yolato Mini.
YOLO mini ballers,
Hmm.
you're getting a reflection wallet that's going to reflect you guys tokens. You don't need to do anything to get those tokens because we have your Polygon address. It'll be sent to that address. Um, but since you own that NFT, you also qualify for an airdrop of our new token. So if you're interested in the airdrop of our new token, then you need to register your Solana address. And that's posted, pinned to our Baby YOLO token on Twitter on how to do it. And we got a Discord where the Discord automatically reads your wallet to see how many of the NFTs you guys own. And a chart is made. And we're going to decide on what the percentage is as soon as we get back. So
I
it's
love it.
multiple opportunities here with those mini Yolato mini ballers.
Have you
18 of them
seen
left.
have you seen the mini Alien 51?
No, I have not.
I queued him
Are
up
you?
for you, bro. Come on.
Yes.
And he's number 51. So if that hits on the lotto, I'm getting paid, baby. Now check this out. You see that battery right now on my phone? Signs are everywhere. That's 69 if you can't see it, just so y'all know. We're talking about the Yolato mini ballers, and my battery's at 69 because there's 69 of them. Hello. This never ends. The signs are everywhere. If you don't own one of the ballers by now, like, what are you doing? Like, seriously, what are you doing? It's too much
No,
fun to
seriously.
just seriously.
Look, I don't usually show my daughter's work, but these, if you want utility, these ballers have the most out there. Let's say if our token takes off, our Solana token takes off. This is a total, if it happens. If our Solana token takes off, that's going to be directly feeding our cat named Toast. Our cat named Toast has a threshold where it buys Baby YOLO tokens so it can pay its holders. Once it makes that Baby YOLO purchase, which is at every $4,000 worth of transaction, it's buying about $300, $400 worth of Baby YOLO. Once that happens, that $400, 1% is going automatically to these NFT holders. Buy, sells, it doesn't really matter. So if the ecosystem starts triggering, and our plan is to we're going to actually promote Cat Named Toast once our Solana token goes live. We're going to actually promote it on those tickers that they have on DEX screeners and stuff like that. Um, but if that Cat Named Toast takes off, that means Baby YOLO is going to be right behind it, and that means the NFT holders are going to get rewarded. Now, if the Cat Named Toast goes off, there's already a wallet that's dedicated to a different NFT series. They're gonna make bank, and they've been on this wallet for. It was only supposed to be 6 months, but since there wasn't that much action in there, we extended it the second 6 months. So now the second 6 months is about to be over next month, but we're gonna leave we're gonna pay everybody out when the time is up for the year, but we're gonna leave it active for the NFT holders. So if it does take off, they can make some extra money. That's a different thing from
Love
you
it.
guys, but you know,
But
it's
no,
it's
it's good to see though. It shows the development that even though there's time, frames set forth, that there's always like with your 30-day notice, there's always adjustments that may or may not be made. I mean, your daughter made it clear too, there may or may not be some airdrops of the new token or NFTs. She's always talking about the chaotic realm that these NFTs come from, those headmates of hers, and they also are chaotic of their own, rumor has it, to where they can run around that blockchain and start hooking up some random people as well. So it's the gift that keeps giving, is what I always like to say, man. I think you guys that are watching, you guys are dealing with individuals that are doing these things for the community. Like, we didn't make an NFT line so we can profit and then that's how we make our money. Every dollar that we've ever recovered at all from NFTs, which is about 175 NFTs and counting, we've literally put towards either purchasing the charts or giveaways, however you want to chalk it up, because we've given out almost $70,000 in cryptocurrency since we started, literally almost $70,000. And that's not stopping anytime soon. Last week, man, you missed a crazy one, Big Yolo. We gave out, someone hit a double jackpot, OG Tigress. We call her Tiggy. She had a double jackpot. The jackpot already had 11 Solana in it. So she got 22 Solana in one roll of that machine. Like, just, and it's, we pay it in Solana, right? So it's, instead of it being Lotto and them being, God forbid, wanting to sell it if they win, they get Solana. So sometimes they buy, sometimes they can pay off bills, pay credit card, whatever they want. It's their money. We don't tell you how to spend it. So
yeah,
that
that's
was a
exciting
fun one.
stuff. Yeah, that's and I, I just don't know where you're getting all the money from, Ghost. To be honest with you, man, you're gonna go broke. But
Hey, you
hey,
know
that's
what? I'm winging it. You know what I mean? Like, I try to tell people, man, I'm winging it. I put the double jackpot ball in there. I wanted it to get super big so it could be so much fun. And of all people to hit it, man, that's an individual that has 100% supported us since the start. Not just from
no,
community building.
I love that. I love that. But let me give a message to your community, guys. We've been around for a while. We do a lot of giveaways. The last big giveaway we did was about $4,000 worth of Safe Moon tokens. We worked it out with some big shots to give that away. Um, this stuff adds up really quick. What Ghost is doing right now on these Saturday nights, trust me, guys, this stuff adds up really quick. So kudos to you, Ghost, for doing all this because it's not cheap. Even with
Thank you.
all this revenue coming in, trust me, guys, it's not the amount that he's talking about giving away is not the amount coming in. So he's probably
True.
negative by now for sure, for sure.
Definitely, yeah, definitely net negative as far as resources go, but net positive as far as the love goes, right? It's like,
There you
I,
go. There you
I
go.
feel, I feel good, man. I feel like, I feel like these are deserving individuals, and I love it. I see karma just play out all day on these events, man. It's such a trip to see, man. It's crazy. But I get to see karma, and like I said, I'm blessed. I think Lotto will make sense for me financially in the long haul. Sure, why not? But right now, I'm not too, I'm not overly concerned about. I've never, man, I can't say I never. I used to be money hungry. And then when I finally actually stopped caring about the resources and just focused on the task, that's when I saw things kind of just make more sense. And with Lotto, I see Lotto as a very long-term play that's extremely um successful. No one's gonna knock my conviction out. I could tell you that much. I've had conviction in plays where I had no say or no helping hand in any of it. And this time around, I feel like I have a lot of influence and help with the team to really determine what moves make the most sense. And although I'm not the dev, I mean, I definitely try to develop things behind the scenes as much as I can to try and help the project itself. And I think I think we're in a good spot, man. We've bottomed out at the 400K mark. We've been reclaiming 500K for the past few days and holding strong as Solana's starting to make its recovery. And you know the crypto space long enough, man. We don't even need buys and sells at this point, to be quite honest. As long as Solana hits its, peaks and hits new all-time highs in the near future, everybody holding our tokens gonna, obviously benefit from that alone. So when you believe in a network like Solana and you believe in a community of individuals that are like-minded and a team that's never sold at all, and just literally accumulating still, I think it makes it easy to be around for a long game, especially when people were getting rugged left and right on the Solana network. The timing of the events were perfect. People have had enough, and now they found a spot to call home, and we're here to support one another. And I do
Yeah,
100% believe in the movement itself, man. I think it's a matter of when versus if, sincerely, that's how I feel.
yeah, I love your ecosystem right now. You guys playing poker a couple of times a week. You come in here for the free rolls on Saturdays. You got your NFT collection going. You got which is a big utility by itself. You got this new video kind of a thing going on. You might be a little early on this, but you stick to it. Trust me, man. You're gonna start getting people coming up here, and I'm loving it, dude. You got a lot going on here, and you can even
Thank you.
monetize this, I'm sure, somehow.
Yeah, that to me, that's the goal. We'll raise revenue here and there where we can have people that want to advertise for certain things that they're working on and put it back into the ecosystem to make it that much stronger. And once we get to higher market caps again, we'll start to build out the liquidity pool to ensure that, we stay strong. And I think yeah, I think hearing that from someone that's as respected as you are, it means a lot to me. I could tell you that much. I don't ever want to make money off the people that support the project. I want them to make the money, and I want to figure out ways to get the resources coming in from the corporations that want, their space on our space. As long as they align with our values, um, I think that's where everything will start to make sense, where we can start doing huge prizes more consistently versus, a few $100 every week, a few $100 every week. Between poker and a normal Saturday, we probably do about $1,500 a week, give or take. But it was cool to see that big hit, show people that it's
Yeah.
possible. You know what I mean? It's possible to hit the lotto, literally. So we're excited to see where we go, man. And I think we'll never stun our growth if we're always on a head on a swivel and willing to, find individuals that believe in us, that are willing to put their brand on the line like yourself and do some collaborations in the future. I think that's where our growth, as a whole, just grows together. I think when you work with a lot of different individuals that are on the same page, I think it's not going to take much of anything for one of them to really hit that mainstream. And I think that's where all of us collectively, reap the benefits, And I don't think we're as far away as people think. I'll tell you that much. I really don't. I think we're closer than people imagine. I think
Yeah,
Solana, from a
probably.
charting standpoint, is very close to rebounding. And with Solana summer coming, who knows? Maybe we'll see a nice little push into the summer.
Sounds pretty exciting to me, but I'm an old man, and it is. I can't lie to you. You're in the same state as I am, man. It's 8:25 p.m.
It's all good.
Probably
We're
right
just
down.
on different cycles, man. I'm about to put my little ones to sleep, so you ain't missing nothing. I appreciate you jumping up here. I'd love to have you up more often anytime you get a time, anytime you get time. That link I send you is always the same. Just like spaces,
All
you
right,
don't have
good.
to wait to
Yeah,
request or nothing.
absolutely. Yeah, definitely. For when we get the pre-sale going and stuff like that, I'll come up here and I think Yola said she's going to come up when you hit 10 million market cap. So I gave her permission to that. So that's going to be exciting for her.
Exciting.
Yeah, I don't know if she's going to come on camera, but we'll see about that.
Hey, voice, camera, whatever she's comfortable with at the time, no pressure. No pressure.
That's another thing, Ghost. It's this crypto stuff is, you guys got to understand why we're not doxxed. We are doxxed to certain individuals and certain big crypto companies out there, but there's so many weirdos out there
Yep.
that you got to protect your loved ones. You know, uh, yeah, just be careful out there. Be careful with.
No, I appreciate it. I never pull
Yeah,
my kids up. You know, they're minors, they're children. They can't fend for themselves. So I keep everything offline. There's definitely a couple that are out there that, know who I am. I try to maneuver in the light, man, and I don't have any fear. God didn't give me the spirit of fear, but power, knowledge, and a sound mind. So I just try and do right. And if people are ever rubbed the wrong way or got something nasty to say, I'm always like, grab a mic, let's talk about it. And if we can't get on the same page, we can always agree to disagree. But definitely got to protect the loved ones because nothing's worth, obviously, endangering anybody over something you're trying to build to have a good time with. You know what I mean?
absolutely, absolutely. All right, then I'll leave it at that. I'll talk to you soon. Probably when I get back, I'll DM you.
Awesome.
Until then, it's been a pleasure.
Safe.
Nice talking to you, Professor Egon. We'll talk
Same
to you
here,
guys
Big
later.
Yolo. Enjoy vacation.
Take care. Now, how
Yeah,
do I
safe
exit out of here?
travels. Safe
Close
travels.
your
At the
browser.
bottom.
You just close. Oh yeah, go ahead.
Close my browser. What's a browser, bro?
Oh man, that was good to chop it up with Big Yolo, man. That's super cool, man. Means a lot to me, man, because we've been obviously working with I don't call it working really. I mean, we've been collabing with of course, his daughter, Baby Yolo. And it's awesome to hear those things he said because he's been around the game for a very long time. He's seen a lot of communities come and go, fall apart, implode. Even just Safe Moon itself, was a huge token back in the day. I actually played around with Safe Moon back in the day when Dave Portnoy actually was doing day trades, and he was mentioning some information about it. But you see even communities that were that large that perhaps had good intent go through a really rough patch there, to where they had to literally like take their token offline at one point. And now that they're back with V2 on the Solana network, trying to gain some traction and kind of rebuild that trust within the community, it's really cool to hear someone that's been around movements of that magnitude, all the way to pump and dumps left and right, and for him to say those, to hear his belief system and the conviction and what we got going on, and how hard we're working and he sees it and how amazing we're doing is just awesome. And it's all accredited to the community because I always tell you guys, bro, I promise you I'm not jumping up here talking if you guys ain't wanting me up here. There ain't no way, no how I'm talking to myself. So I really do appreciate you guys, for just always being around and showing love and showing up and showing out, unwavering support, never losing your cool when price action gets funny from time to time. And instead of getting nervous or worked up, always seeing the vision. I love the fact that you guys were very, very, we got smart holders and whatnot on our campaign, man, on our camp, because it's you see it in the blockchain, man. Just so many people, little small buys that come in, just no sells on their chart, just literally just super small buys every single week or day or month. And as we continue to advance, length of time wise, we see our holders are getting bigger bags. We see the few that were a little bit less, held a little bit less conviction, have dwindled down now, got less than a couple million tokens left. That's huge to see because I'm telling you, every time we start curling on that chart, intentionally they were trying to trim. And now that they're really don't have much left to trim, the sky is really the limit, dude. I mean, honest to God, it really is. Um, take a look, take a look at what we got going on. Tomorrow's a huge day. We play poker every Tuesday, 6 o'clock Pacific Standard Time. We usually jump on about a half hour early and chop it up. But we'll be playing cards tomorrow right here live. You'll see the final table, flop, turn, river, all that fun stuff. Somebody will be hitting the lotto playing poker. Friday, We also have a poker tournament. That's a 6:30 p.m. Pacific Standard tournament. That should be a lot of fun. Saturday, as always, we got our huge main event where we do our mechanical machine. It's got the lotto balls twirling around like madness and it shoots them out. And if you happen to get a lotto ball, whether you're watching a live stream or interacting with the main page, or if you own a NFT that has a lotto ball embedded in it, you'll find yourself hitting the lotto. And we kind of touched up on it just earlier. You know, we got fun balls in there, double jackpot, pay it forward, one soul. Plus, we got a bunch of things that we give out. Obviously, each spin, usually a good 8 to 10 people are winning every week. And it might be you, it might not, but it's still fun to watch and be a part of. And I think that's the one thing I love, man. Even though some people haven't won yet, they're always excited for the other people to hit. And I think if you remove envy and jealousy from your heart and just really just feel that empathy for the downfall of individuals or who are struggling, or you feel that joy and euphoria for the ones that hit, I think your time is coming in life. I think that's just the perception you need as an individual in order to really enjoy the life you live. You know, it's like, so life's so short. It's so short, bro. The past, all the mistakes that you think that were mistakes, like, trust me when I tell you, you can't change them. Like, they got you here. Move along. You know, the future, the desires, the wants, the things that you look ahead to, those things will cause you too much anxiety if you let them. You got to focus on what you can control in the now. There's always something you can do now about your current situation. Pick up an extra shift, work overtime, you know, call a loved one, help out, ask them if they need things, give people compliments. Like, just do things the right way. You know, critically think before you make these choices in life. As long as you do things with pure intent, I promise you, you'll enjoy the fruit of your labor. You really will. Egon,
Yeah, you know, I actually wanted to touch on you not being up here talking to yourself, and I wanted to ask you, what's your ideal first date? I'm
my
just kidding.
ideal first date. You are joking, or you want to know?
No, I know you're
Just
taken, but
flat
hey,
out,
for
just a
all of
flat
these
out joke.
viewers here, 500, yeah,
I thought
absolutely.
maybe
What
you
is
had a
your
girl that
ideal?
wanted. I thought you had a girl that you were ready to take out on a date, and you were looking for some advice. I got excited, like I got called upon.
Right?
Instead,
What's
I'm getting
my ideal
harassed.
first date? Yeah.
Instead, I'm getting harassed by this fucking fly that is literally driving me nuts, bro. Um.
Hmm.
Oh,
A peanut
Wombat's in the
man
building.
drives me nuts.
Wombat, why isn't it letting me pull you up? Log out and log back in, Wombat. See if that works.
Roxy, don't I dare what? Get out of here. These people.
Forget about it.
These people.
Um. Man, what a fun show today, dude. Aliens, UFOs, crypto, building. I mean, just the list goes on, dude. So fun, man.
I a fool. IFO. I'm a fool. IFO. I'm done.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you're losing it, bro. You
Yeah,
tired?
Drees. Don't me dare either. Man, attack. Oh, by the way, hey, while I'm up here, massive shout out to the whole community and White Boy. That was hilarious. I don't know if you saw them saying, "Oh, I identify as Dr. Professor Egon. My pronouns are now it's/my turn to win."
Yes,
And
bro.
White Boy made his PFP mine.
Yes, bro.
My ex PFP.
I seen
I
it,
was
bro.
flattered. I
Dude, the
didn't know
one
what to
that
say.
wins fucking every week, dude. I don't blame him. You feel me?
-2, -2. There are 2 weeks where I didn't win,
Yeah, you've
and
also won a couple times
Foxy
on
says,
one. You've also won a couple times in the same week, though, dude. So it's like, you know, kind of
"Does it
balances out.
balance out?" Okay,
Yeah.
copy that.
Yeah, I think this was like the one that made or break if you win on average every week once. I think that was like, okay, now you don't have one every week, dude, technically. But my goodness, I love seeing it. Let me tell you, bro, I love seeing it. Oh my God, I'm gonna lose my mind. Do you guys see this fucking thing?
Yes, not the mama. You guys were first, but he actually changed his PFP first. I'm sorry. No, I can't see the fly. To me, it looks like you're just looking around all crazy now. Maybe different for other
I see
people
it every
because
once in a while.
a bigger screen. Oh,
Like I see it every once in a while when it comes at me. Hinch in the building.
Can you hear
Wombat,
me?
it doesn't let me add you.
what's
Yeah, I
up,
can hear
Hinch?
you
Yeah,
now.
absolutely.
What's up?
I'm gonna get this flies. What's up?
Not much. You sound. Oh, I see him. I just saw him. Literally went from your
You
face to your
saw him?
shoulder. Yep, I saw it. Went from your face to your left shoulder.
Bro,
But
he's terrorizing me. There's a whole fucking 2-car garage, dog. What the fuck, bro?
yay,
What's the problem with
Cronenberg.
this guy, dog? I don't want to fucking harm a fly, but tonight I'm about to learn. I'm about to turn into Breaking Bad out here, bro.
Just got to take showers, you know?
Shit.
Oh, snap, Hinch.
What did he say?
Nothing.
You just got to take showers, bro.
Yeah, I'm sure it's my BO. It's actually because I'm so fly, okay,
Oh,
that it
snap.
wants to come and say what's
Yeah,
up to his
you
homie.
have to not take showers. You smell too damn fly.
Yeah, no, I look fly.
Plus that blink. You know what? He started bugging you once you busted out that Steelers bling. He's just attracted to it.
You know what, motherfucker? He started bugging me when you came up on stage. Now we're in a shitty situation. You see
I'll
this?
I'll see myself out.
Yeah, you see this? I'm sorry. I'm sorry you gone. Hinch.
You're good.
What's up? Oh, you got left for real?
Nah, he's just
No.
trolling.
Silly goose.
Yep.
Hey, you guys.
Silly goose.
Hey, you guys, kick it up here for a minute. I'm gonna go say goodnight to the kiddos.
All
Sounds good.
right. 4-hour party. Let's roll, guys. Just get
There's
ready.
no rules.
Yes, there
There's
are.
no
Please
rules.
watch your language. This is a G-rated show. You can't spell lotto without G. For real. It's not even in lotto or the dollar sign itself, but it is in the word sign. It's a silent G. And I'm going to shut up about spelling. Everyone loves spelling jokes, right, Hinch?
Yeah, hell yeah, man. Hey, I heard you did quite well on your racing this weekend.
I did.
So tell me, how is it possible for you to get every single one of those right? Do you pick like the order they come in?
So they, if they're not pinned to my, oh, that's right, because you can't. The way X does it makes it weird. So I voted who I wanted to win the race, and then they have all these bets like leader after 1 lap, 5 laps, 10
Okay.
laps, and fastest pit stop, things like that. It's just through educated guessing and years with the sport. And
Yeah.
I will tell you what, this was my first time ever betting on the practice sessions and then qualifying. Qualifying is the last thing that comes before the actual Grand Prix race, which will determine the starting grid, numbers 1 through 20. And I
Yep.
knew that the Bahrain circuit is it's tight. There's really only 1 or 2 places to actually overtake. So I figured whoever was in pole position was going to win the race. So the way people were testing over the weekend, I saw who had the top speed. But to that point, anybody thinking about betting or tailing anything I post on a practice session, don't. I was betting like 10 cents on those bets just to see how things would play out.
Yep.
And just like I thought, it's wild
Yeah.
because teams will run out there and heck, the Red Bull cars, first round, the drivers who drove them during the race weren't even driving the cars that first day. So they're really just testing sessions because they're like, hey, what if we were to try this setup on this turn? How's it going to handle?
Yep.
You know, they don't really care about what kind of times they're setting
Right.
and things like that.
So they can just switch drivers even after they qualify with one driver?
No, this was all pre-qualifying.
Oh, got it.
That's why qualifying and the race matter so much.
Yeah.
And to answer your question, there's no rhyme or reason to pick outside of basically studying. Like, and I should have known better. The only thing that messed up my really big parlay, which I bet I think 25 cents or $1 on, because a 10 leg parlay. Who knows?
Yep.
Probably not the best idea. Was Kimi, a rookie who drives for Mercedes. Thought with his awesome car he'd make the top 10. He didn't. Meh, whatever.
Oh well.
That's it. But yeah, no, it's good times, and I get to learn as the season goes along too. And I had been following my gut since the beginning, like don't bet on any rookies, and it seems to be also paying off, at least until they start to learn the car. Like Ferrari, oh my God, did you watch the race?
No, dude, I didn't even. I was watching the Masters for the most part, so I didn't really watch racing.
Sure. Ferrari has been coming up. Like they started, I think, 4th and 9th, and Lewis Hamilton's drive to get him all the way up where Ferrari finished 4th and 5th was insane. And if anybody else messed up for like a microsecond, you would have had a Ferrari on the podium. I might be a little biased because that's my team, but hey, you don't see me picking them to win. I love them, but I got to be objective about it. I also love Max Verstappen, but his car's not been the best this season.
Yeah. Do you feel like the drivers that are driving, just like in NASCAR, like there's definitely like people that are, top dogs that have higher chances of winning? Or is it more so the car?
I do. And I think in Formula One, it's a combination of both. NASCAR is a little different because every car needs to be the same regulations, and it's literally a stock car.
Right.
They all have to like be the same weight and have the same setup to an extent. And
so you don't have that in what you watch?
No, I only do Formula One.
Okay.
I tried watching IndyCar. I tried watching NASCAR, and to be honest, NASCAR is boring to me.
Yeah, it is.
I tried watching it. They have 2 actual road races that have turns, so it makes it a little more exciting. But
it's basically go around in a circle.
For the most part. However, I will say watching one is exhilarating. So if you have like a track near you and they're like, yo, there's a NASCAR race coming. I got like Walmart had a special. They were like, yo, 4 tickets, 4 hot dogs and soda and parking is, I think it was $25. And I was like, whatever, I'll give it a shot. And it was like a 2-hour drive.
Dude, I went to the Brickyard 500 when I was growing up. That was fun as shit.
Yeah, it's dope to see in person. But
dude, it's completely different.
TV, no.
It's not a sport that I would watch like willingly, but going to, it's a completely different story. It's super fun. It's loud. You get to see the cars. It's fun atmosphere.
Absolutely. Wombat, you made it back up, buddy. Can you hear us?
Yes, I can.
What's going on, Wombat?
What's up,
Not a
man?
lot. How have you been?
Good, man. Good.
That's good.
Can't
Good.
complain. Just talking a little Formula One. How about yourself?
I'm just really, not really doing a lot.
Yeah, just trying to learn a little bit about Formula One.
Yeah, it's a lot less to learn than it is to watch. Like I started probably in 2015, 2016 when Sebastian Vettel drove for Red Bull, and he was I think 4 or 5-time world champion, and Max Verstappen became his teammate and was so aggressive, would literally like take out his teammate and just make aggressive moves on the track and cause chaos until he became more disciplined. He's still a bit aggressive, but it was so bad at the time where his teammate was like, yo, I'm out. Ferrari scooped him up. Sebastian went to Ferrari, didn't do so hot, spent a year or 2 on Aston Martin, and then he was gone. And Lewis Hamilton wasn't liking the way Mercedes was moving with their car, which has seemed to get better, but last year was just
Did you go to it when it went to when they did it in Vegas?
No, those tickets are mad expensive.
Yeah, I was there for my brother's bachelor party. Like, I think it was the following weekend or 2 weeks after that, and these like just for crap seats, it was like super expensive. I mean, insanely expensive. I can't imagine. And then it was supposed to be like extremely hot out and all this crap. And I'm like, yeah, no.
That's why they race at night.
Yeah. Well, it's crazy, dude. Like they were starting some of them.
Thanks, Newport Dane. No, this is not the speed dating round, but you're more than welcome to come up and give it a shot if you like. Hey, who's fastest? Come on up and request.
It's crazy, dude, because it was like they had some of them starting inside of a casino.
Yes, the setup was dope. Having the sphere there as part of the race is awesome. Not going to deny the circuit layout track. And I don't know if you heard the news report during one of the practice sessions. One of the manhole covers actually blew up out of the ground and tore into the bottom of one of the Ferraris. so they were like, hold on, we're gonna cancel the next session and we're gonna seal up every part of the racetrack that could conceivably pop up and ruin things.
What happened? Was it like,
I don't know if it was a gas main or if it was just the fact that the car driving at 200 miles an hour literally just like sucked it up and like pushed it through the bottom of the skid plate. I don't know, but I know that it was absolutely ludicrous.
Yeah, they got to do what they do, and the president has a motorcade. The Secret Service welds all of the manholes shut wherever he goes.
That makes a lot of sense.
Just so you can't, people can't use it as like a way to blow them up or whatever the case is. But yeah, it's crazy, man.
Makes it good for government workers, right? Because now they have stuff to do. They're like, oh, let's go out and de-weld them.
Just the amount of preparation it takes just to go on, like that's why when they're campaigning, it's insane, dude. Like Secret Service, they're scoping that shit out for like 2 weeks ahead of time.
I learned about a month ago. Do you remember when President Trump bought his Tesla?
Yeah, and he also, I do.
So apparently, when you take the office of president, you can no longer drive.
Nope.
On a public road again. It's not a law. However, it is
they won't allow you
enforced.
Yep.
And every president has abided by it. Now, if you had your own racetrack or wanted to do something and it's not a private road, you go nuts. But
yep.
I did not know that. And it makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, man. It's I mean, people are targets forever. There's a lot of stuff you give up once you become president. I mean, you'll always have Secret Service tailing you no matter what, and you don't have an option. Yep. Now, correct. I will say this, there's a lot of presidents out there that have plenty of land, private land. If they want to drive, they'll drive.
Right. Exactly.
And plus,
I saw a documentary on Bush. He had, I think, a Ford truck that he was driving to go to the orchard.
Well, I think they showed one with I think it was Obama driving. And it was basically like they didn't show it, but it was just private land and Secret Service was everywhere. So like he drove, it looked like on a road, but it wasn't.
Oh.
I mean, it was a road, but it wasn't as cool as everyone thought it was.
I didn't know that. I saw him on Cars and Coffee with Seinfeld, but he was a passenger.
Yep.
He wasn't driving.
And I think Jay Leno, wait, was that with, didn't Jay Leno have something like that too?
Yeah, they both have shows like that. That one was called Jay Leno's Garage.
Yeah, that guy has the most amount of vehicles. Like, he's got a tank that he drives, dude. Literally a tank.
Oh, yeah, I'm very familiar with his collection. It's astounding.
And the cool thing with him is he works on his stuff himself. Like, he'll do, correct. I mean, I'm sure he has a whole team too, but that's what he enjoys doing. He's a car guy. Goes in there, does the oil changes, washes them, waxes them, drives them.
So he said I don't know if he got a bonus for it or what, but he said he did not keep a dime of his Tonight Show money. It was something about every little piece he saved up just went to his hobby. Oh, that's what it was. So he never spent any of his Tonight Show money on the cars. It was the garage that he had opened. He used to buy cars and continue the hobby, etc. Hi, P-Dot. We miss you too.
Yeah, it's funny, dude, because once you have, it's kind of like what is it, Gronkowski?
Right.
When he was playing, he never spent a single cent of his salary. He only spent endorsement money. So he not even a cent. He just invested his actual money, and then he would do whatever he wanted to with the sponsorship money. And that's something he said he got from his mom, because she said everyone goes bankrupt or they misuse their funds, and
Right.
then
You don't play football
they're
forever.
broke as shit. And
Exactly.
he said he never. And so, as dumb as some people think he is, or dumb football player, like that's smart as shit, man.
Yeah, whatever. Let people think whatever. It's
Exactly.
do you.
Exactly. Yeah.
Wombat, whereabouts are you in the U.S.? Do I detect an accent? And I'm sorry if you've been asked this before. I'm pretty sure Ghost asked you previously.
Me, I'm not from US. I'm from South Australia.
That's what it was. South Australia.
Yeah.
Very good.
Zoo.
Is it Tuesday for you? Well, duh. That was a stupid question. It's almost Tuesday for me in 8 minutes. Is it almost Wednesday for you?
It is Tuesday, 1:22 in the afternoon.
Oh, awesome.
Oh shit. Way ahead of us.
Yeah.
Half a day, baby.
So you can like predict the future, then tell us what's happening on Tuesday.
Oh,
Just kidding.
I wish.
Tell us what the stock
I
market
wish it worked like that.
Just kidding.
I wish it worked like that. I wish.
Yep. So do you do when I think of Australia, I think of people surfing and swimming all the time. Do you do that?
I don't, but we have a lot of surfers here, yeah.
And I would assume tons of sharks, because Australia is like the shark capital of the world.
Yeah. And the kangaroos and the koalas and everything else.
Yep.
Wombats, obviously.
Yeah, I couldn't do it. I hate sharks. Scared shitless of them. I always think it's crazy how you see people like way the hell out there, just with their surfboard, like quarter mile out in the ocean, just waiting for the waves to come in. All I can think about is how many sharks are underneath them that they have no idea about.
Just waiting to pop their heads up.
Yeah, seriously. It's like people wear wetsuits and they're black. They look like seals. Like, not a good combination, guys.
Nope.
I'm
like, yeah, no, I think I'll pass on that.
For sure. Plus, I don't know how to surf anyway, so I guess it doesn't really matter.
Nice.
Yeah.
Wombat, is your water super clear down there?
It depends on where you go. Most of it is, but yeah. Because you can go to Brisbane, it's a lot better there than Queensland.
Okay. Yeah,
You won't-
Jersey Shore, definitely not clear.
You won't find any clearer water than the Cayman Islands.
No.
It's like 100 feet deep, and you can see to the bottom. It's crazy. And it's a good place to launder money, I guess. That's what I've been told through the shows that I watch.
Oh yeah, no, don't do that though, because it gets wet and it's very difficult to dry out. Yeah.
I didn't say wash money. I said launder.
Yeah, same thing.
Oh yeah, you're right.
Duh. Come on, bro.
I don't speak that language, man.
I don't know. I thought we were talking about laundry. I'm hearing English.
Right. We are talking about laundry.
Actually, Wombat, if you have, did you study acting in school by any chance?
Not really, but we did have that there, yeah.
Do you have any monologues that you remember?
No, I don't,
No.
unfortunately.
I was gonna say, if you wanted to fire one off, I saw somebody mentioning a lovely accent coming from you that if you want to.
Me?
Yeah. No, yeah.
Oh, me? What, saying good day? Oh, what, me saying good day, mate?
Good day, mate.
Good day, mate.
That's hilarious.
The 2-word monologue. That's it. Good day, mate, and you're out. Thanks, folks. I'll be here all week. Try the veal.
You know what I've been seeing a lot of lately? What's the guy's name? Irwin? Is that the guy that like does all the guy that died that did like the crocodile hunter guy?
Yeah, Steve Owen.
Okay. So his son, I've been seeing a lot of videos on TikTok lately that show him, and he looks just like him. But
he does. It's crazy.
It is insane. Like, their voices are identical. They look identical. It's freaking weird. I mean, it's his son, obviously. That's the case. But I didn't realize he does the same thing. Like he's into all the same stuff.
Yeah, it's quite cool. They actually have a zoo in Queensland. It's quite cool.
Maybe
They've
that's where the videos come from then, because it almost looks like
probably,
you're at a Disney World like type thing where they're constantly doing shows and stuff.
yeah, that would be at their zoo in Queensland.
That's cool. See, that would be
Yeah.
something. That would be something fun to go see.
Yeah, if you ever want to go there, at least save yourself 3 days to just see the zoo. It's huge.
Yeah. Yeah, that'd be fun. It's just such a long flight to get there.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Have you ever been to the US before?
No, always wanted to, but yeah, it's too
Ye-
expensive.
Expensive, and I mean, just for the flight alone would be expensive, but I'm pretty sure it's like a 14 or 15-hour flight.
It would be.
I think Australia is the furthest you can get when it comes to a flight from the US.
That's crazy. Did not know that.
My brother used to go to China all the time, and that was a 14-hour flight. I can't imagine doing that. Unless you're
Honestly drive me insane, probably.
Yeah, unless you're rich and can afford like first class where you can actually be comfortable. I don't think I could do it.
No.
Egon could though. Oh, he probably dropped off.
I could do it. But like you, unless I'm flying first class, which I have never found to be
Worth it?
Yeah, just the price is not. I don't care how comfortable I am up there. It's ludicrously expensive
Yep.
for zero reason.
Well, I mean, if you're going on a long flight, even business class is good. It's not as expensive, but I can't. I could never justify spending that amount of money unless you are just filthy rich and don't care. I just couldn't do it.
Yeah, I think we lucked out when I traveled overseas. It was because I guess there were so many frequent flyer miles in the family that they were able to upgrade the young kids, which was me, my brother, and my sister and I at the time. And I think, what was the first stop at Let You Go? I think we went to UK first because we did UK, Ireland, and Italy, like all in one trip, like for, full like 2 months or whatever. But yes, flight was long, and I could not imagine sitting in coach for like 16 hours.
Have you ever seen the flights for United Arab Emirates? Like, I don't like.
Oh my God!
Dude,
Yeah,
it's literally like you are in
Fly Emirates is the name of the
Dude.
is the airline, and those singular suites are just.
It's better than 95% of people's houses, dude.
Right?
Like this guy went on, he did like a whole little thing on what it's like if you can do it. It's like basically a room that you get. He took a shower in like a bathroom that was better than anything I've ever seen in my life. And then he gets like 3 like 5-course meals and
full concierge.
And then there's like a bar that you can go into that you have no idea you're on a plane. It's a straight up bar.
Yes.
With like only other top people that are flying, and it's just all included. It's insane.
And the fact that there are like 2 or 3 vertical levels on those planes, it's like
there's
a
3.
flying cruise ship.
Yes, you have no idea you're on a
astounding.
Yeah. They have like their own 50-inch screen TVs. You can like recline like your seat. It's like a bed. It's insane.
And if you want a miniature experience of that, I recommend everybody going to BMW's website and checking out the BMW i7 M Series sedan. It's their all-electric version. But I just came to learn it starts at like 120. By the time I was done building it, it's almost 200 grand if you add the like included maintenance. But the back seats will recline into a full lay down position, and there is a 70-inch flat screen that will come down over the panoramic sunroof and create a curved theater display for the entire rear passenger seat.
What is the purpose of that? Is it like for camping or what?
All right, Egon, how much did they pay you to say that?
I imagine if you're being driven, I know, right? I know, it just blew my mind. I was like, there's no way this is a thing. Somebody had to customize it. And then I went on their website and I was like, no, yeah, you can actually buy it. And it is called the executive package. If you want that drop down TV, I think it's $7,000. But regardless, I imagine it's kind of like the Maybach, where you're meant to be driven around in it, and not necessarily drive it yourself.
For sure.
But you could if you want. No one's gonna stop you.
Yeah, man, that's basically a house, like cost wise.
I mean, it used to be. Nowadays,
well, yeah, you're right.
Finding a house for 200 G's.
Yeah, well, yeah, you're right. But like a good chunk towards a house. Put it that way.
I mean, there's some condos that's not even going to cover.
Yeah.
And I'm not even talking decent condos, you know?
Exactly.
I guess it depends also where you are.
Good point.
But still, yeah, it's there's some crazy things out there that are, I can't believe that they're still producing because there is a market for them. Like that. Like who would have thought with with how much complaining about the economy and things like that are going on right now, and people saying, oh, we're struggling so much. BMW is like, yeah, but did you guys know? Like, well, I'm sorry, what now?
Yeah, exactly. 100%. There's always that next step up tier of people when it comes to wealth. They're always, when the middle class is struggling, I'm not saying the rich get richer, but they do. And they're the ones that are always going to be buying that crap.
Well, it's true. But from the business standpoint of the people who are running it, even though they know that, it's like, honestly, how many do you think that you're going to sell? Like that you're pushing this brand new line. It's not like they were like, hey, remember our top of the line vehicle that's been out? Hey, here's this year's new model. We just added a new paint color. Instead they're like retooling it and they're like putting down automatic drop down screens in it and things like that.
Yep.
Kind of crazy.
It's probably why they're so exclusive. They're probably not going on quantity. They're probably just going straight up on luxury and hard to get. So the price just continues to go up.
Exactly. Well, just for buying it, not necessarily resale value.
Right. I mean, most people that are buying that crap, they're not looking to resell it anyways. They want it for their collection. They want it for their personal life. To be driven around in. Yeah. Yeah, they want to show it off. Why not? If you got that kind of money and can do it, why not?
And Wombat, are you a Holden guy? Are they still rocking the V8s there, or are they trying to do the whole electric thing there?
I wish, but Holden's got shut down.
Oh man, what do you guys have instead?
Fords.
Just Fords. Yeah, I mean it's the same thing anyway, right?
Yeah, pretty much.
American made.
No, I mean Ford, like Holden used to be basically Ford there. So they might as well have been the same car, but they were like, "Hey, we're in another country. Let's just rebrand it."
Oh,
pretty much just a different badge.
Yeah.
Yep.
But are they still rocking the V8s there, or is it all electric? What's the movement there?
Yeah, we have V8s. We still have V8s there.
And what about the manual transmission, the stick shift?
Yeah, we've got quite a few.
Dude, I feel like stick shifts are a lot more common in other countries. We just have morons that don't know how to drive them.
Well, I think that comes from, learning. A learning standpoint. I didn't know how to learn until I didn't learn stick until I was, well, I say until I was, but I was 14 and I was in Ireland. So I was on the wrong side of the car, on the wrong side of the road.
Dear Lord, that'd be tough.
And so, talk about trial by fire. And it was awesome. I absolutely loved it. And then, I forgot because I hadn't driven it until then. And I must have been what, 20 some years ago? No, 12 years ago when I was in Los Angeles, and it was my birthday, and no, just around then, just a little longer, but regardless, I called up the local driving school, and I was like, hey, do you guys have any manual transmission cars in your fleet? They said, yeah, why? I said, I already know how to drive. It's not an issue, but I don't know how to drive stick. Can somebody teach me? And they were like, oh, yeah, okay. So $60, and 2 hours later, there I was just driving stick. The guy pulled me over to like this area in Beverly Hills that was just like a flat road, like miles and miles and miles from my house. He's like, check it out. You're going to get in the driver's seat. I was like, right now? He's like, yeah, right now. I said, okay. And he goes, here's the thing. Put your right foot all the way against the driver's seat. I said, I'm sorry, I don't get to drive? And he goes, no. Manual stick shift driving is all about left foot driving. I'm
Yep.
going to have you control this entire vehicle using only your left foot. I said, come again? And sure enough, using the clutch pedal, I moved the car forward, backwards, and brought it to a complete stop for about 10 minutes, all on my own. And then he was like, cool, now we're going to go out onto the road. I was like, oh, well, that was stupid easy. Let's roll.
Hell yeah.
It's ridiculous. It's awesome.
Yeah, it's not hard. It's just you just got to practice. It's just coordination. It's muscle memory. It's just understanding. The only thing when I was like, I started driving a stick shift when I was like 10 or 11 in my dad's field with an old beat up Toyota truck. And it was always easy. What I always worried more about was when you're on a hill going up and you're stopped and there's cars behind you, you gotta, it's a little bit more of a feel thing because you start rolling with the clutch in. So you got to make sure that you're not going to basically back into someone on accident. But again, at that point I was like 12. But yeah, that's the only, in my opinion, the only complicated part. You just have to do it, not be scared.
Yeah, I couldn't agree with you more. That's the biggest factor.
But it also opens you up to being able to enjoy, because a lot of really nice, expensive vehicles that, you know, let's say someone has a really awesome Corvette or something that you love, and they're like, yeah, go take it for a spin, and it's a stick. Like a lot of the muscle cars and stuff are stick shifts, so can't really drive them if you don't know how.
Yeah, now I think you. Oh no, you can't even get it in a base Jetta anymore. I think there's only one Volkswagen that carries it. There are very few cars that have a stick shift anymore.
I just think they're tough to sell, dude. I think the generation that we have now, they're just. We have a place where you valet your
kids growing up now. They're like, "What do you mean the car's not going to drive itself? Like it's going to be
real?
We're going to get to that level.
We already are, dude. And we have a valet, like a restaurant that has valet, and right on the sign it says no manual. Like you can't go there because none of the valets that are younger like have any idea how to drive them.
It's like, yo, let me just park it myself then. Like I when I rolled up in my Hellcat, I was like, yeah, where do I park it? And they're like, what do you mean? I was like, yeah, just nobody else is driving this car. Where is it going to park? If one of you guys want to come with me with one of your golf carts or whatever and drive me back, fine. But just you're not touching the car.
Exactly. Yeah, especially some 16-year-old or 18-year-old that has no idea what they're doing, and or they're just going to try to. They might take it for the
joyride, yeah,
a little beater run.
Well, it has. They were smart enough to give it a valet mode, which still gives it too much power than it should have, but still.
How fast does your Hellcat go?
It was 707. It was the very first edition.
Damn, dude.
Yeah.
Do you still have it?
No, I sold it last year around this time. Actually, I was already in it because I sold it. Yeah, I just kept it. It's the first car I've ever bought. I always lease my cars. But I got it from the factory, and it was approaching 100,000 miles. And I was like, you know what? Let's chill on that. I want this to still be worth something.
Yep.
Sure enough, made a decent chunk, and got the Jeep Wrangler 4xe, which is the plug-in hybrid. So I got decent miles out of something shaped like a box. And after that lease was done last month and a half ago, I was very happy because I didn't have to drive it anymore. It's just a pain, I'll tell you what. And then I went for the all-electric Dodge Charger Daytona EV, which I just made my first payment on today, and I have driven it for 3.5 days. I've had rentals ever since because it's bricked and in the shop. So there you go. fun story with that.
Yeah. Is it
They don't know what's wrong with it.
is it a pretty sweet vehicle?
I love the thing. And I was making fun of it every time I saw videos of it. And I was like, oh my God, they gave it a stupid fake exhaust noise. This is going to be the worst thing ever. And then I drove it. And I'm like, oh, I can't believe I was making fun of this. I love this thing. But I was also biased because that would have been my fourth or fifth Dodge Challenger / Charger. Because
Yeah,
they
dude.
call it a Charger, but it looks like a Challenger.
I drove a Tesla one time, and they're so fucking sweet.
They
Like,
are.
It's hard to even explain until you drive one. It's like
It's an F1 car, man.
It's-
If
it's-
you've never driven one, that's exactly what it's like. I mean, it's like a gun. If that nose is not pointed where you want it to go when you hit the accelerator,
yep.
you better be prepared.
Yeah, I was talking to Ghost about the Roadster because I think they just started taking like pre-orders on the Roadster, and that's 0 to 60 in 0.9 seconds.
Jesus.
Like I watched a video on it, and I swore it was in fast forward mode, like 3 times speed. It's like literally faster than a rocket, dude.
So what do you think? Will we see it in what, 10 years? Because they started the
Well, they
pre-orders for the truck 10 years before we got them.
Well, they had pre-orders already for it. That's like the whole thing. It was like probably 4 years ago or 5 years ago. They took pre-orders. Ghost was saying that.
P-Doc, give me a thumbs up whenever you're ready to pop on. Okay.
And he said his buddy did a pre-order.
Hey, P-Dot.
Oh, there he is.
Hola.
¿Cómo estás?
For the Roadster, but they didn't do like where they do it now, where it's like $500. It's like the full amount.
Yeah,
that was like 5 years ago, right?
Yeah, because they got so many Cybertrucks for people who are like, I'll put $100.
All right, guys.
Down.
Cool story. There's cars and stuff. Okay, we got the fucking favorite co-host of all time apparently on here.
Hi, guys.
Absolutely. I wanted to let Hinch finish his story.
No, I'm good.
Well, no, you know what, Egon? No.
Fuck me. I got it. It's cool. You can say F me. Oh, sorry. Forgot it's a G-rated show here.
I'm just
Hi,
teasing.
guys.
I just didn't think we were getting P-dubs for a week, dude. I'm surprised.
Yeah, I mean, I put my mom to sleep and I said,
No.
I'm going to bed, Mom, and I have a few minutes. I'm working, so I'm at my desk, and I just wanted to say hi because I miss you all.
Let's see if we can make her feel uncomfortable. You ready?
Oh.
Yeah, our favorite co-host.
I knew it. I knew it was gonna make you shy. What the fuck is good, P-Dub?
Hi, guys. Do you guys even miss me?
No,
Not
dude,
really.
it's been very awkward. I'm not gonna lie. I'm like, I was talking to Hinch today, and I was like,
Mhm.
you know, Egon, P-Dubs, you, like, what's gonna happen if we don't have P-Dubs? I know Egon, sometimes he's a little bit later because of work. I'm like, Hinch was putting down the little ones, and I'm just sitting here like, I had to start reaching out to people, and I'm glad I did.
Yeah.
Dude, I'm so glad I did. I reached out to pretty much everyone I've within this space, and was surprised, bro. Like I hit up Trader Max. I was like, "Yo, man, I fucking miss you, dude. What's up?" And he's like, "Dude,
Yeah.
it's so boring without you." I'm like, "Dude,
Aw.
come on up, dude.
Yeah.
When's your show start?" I'm like, 7. I'm like, "No, usually around 6 in like 15 minutes." He's like, "I'll be there." I was like, "Oh shit, okay, cool. Tonight, let's go."
Nice. That's
Yeah.
great. Oh, good. That makes me happy.
I hit up Big YOLO, and then hit up Baby YOLO, and was like, "Yo, dude, tell Dad I want him to come up one of these days." And she's like, "You're in luck. He could come up tonight." I was like, "What?" He came up and
tonight.
bro, he talked for like an hour and a half. It was so dope. Maybe even 2 hours. It was so dope. Alien stories. Talked about getting abducted.
Wow.
Talked about, his pops used to be a boxer, and then,
Oh, I love that.
talked about his first Christmas. Gave us a shit ton of praise about how we're running the operation and doing a lot
I
of
love
good out
that.
there. Yeah, it was cool, man. I spoke to a couple other heads recently. We got something planned for Wednesday. I'll tell you offline. Super fun shit, dude. So it was kind of a blessing and a curse, It was a blessing because it gave me a reason to like start reaching out to people. It
Yeah,
was a, it
totally.
was it was a curse because you should have seen all of the chats. Everyone was like, "This is bullshit. Without P-Dub, I'm not watching." That's why we only have 614 people tonight. They're like, "Fuck this bullshit."
Wow. They need a
Watch.
little parody up here.
Yeah, they're like, "I'm not about to watch fucking Ghost fucking ramble on with a different hat and the same shades. It's fucking office slash garage
They're
slash."
like, they're like, we need the eye candy ghost. Come on.
Apparently, dude. So no, I'm just I'm glad you came up tonight though. I know you were
Yeah,
coming up.
me too. Yeah, I've been like doing stuff with my mom and we went shopping and all these things and I'm working till 5, so I feel so bad that I'm like working all day. So I'm like right at 5, I'm like, what do you want to do? Let's go do it. So, but she's in bed and I just want to say hi guys.
How was your daughter's birthday party?
It was lovely, thank you. We didn't have a party, but my sister and her boyfriend drove here from California, so that was nice. And then my mom flew in, and then I have my dad flying in as well. Yeah, it was really nice. She shares a birthday with her dad, so I wanted volume to make her feel special, and she felt great. We went to breakfast and then we did like all these things and she was super happy. She kept saying it's my birthday and I don't think she knew what it meant, but she felt so special. So that was really lovely. Thank you for asking.
Perfect.
Thank
Hinch,
you.
Yep.
are we gonna be top secret right now?
Yeah, I mean,
Are we
With your
waiting?
co-host? Oh,
I
Are
feel
we
like
waiting? We're
I mean,
waiting.
I feel like we should because it's only going to be like another day and a half.
Okay.
I mean, or not.
No,
okay,
no.
tease me. Okay.
Yeah,
What
yeah.
are
We
we
just
doing?
teased you.
I have no
Well,
idea what it is, but you should definitely wait.
oh my goodness.
Wombat, he's the boss, dude. He told us to wait. We're fucking waiting. Wombat AF in the building. What's up, Wombat?
Hi,
What's good? What's
Wombat.
good? Oh,
Where you at?
hold on.
Down
Just
under?
so you can hear. Just so you can hear. Good day, mate.
Good
You from
day,
the
mate.
land
You
down
down
under?
under.
Yeah.
True or false? You've boxed a kangaroo.
Oh yeah, I boxed a kangaroo today. Koala fell out of a tree, hit me in the head. Um,
Koala.
Fucking knew
yeah.
it.
I fucking
Fucking
knew
knew
it.
it. Fucking knew it. Dude, this fly, you guys, I'm about to go crazy, you guys.
Is it
It's
back? Jesus.
You
there's
know what
not
you need from
tell me.
Amazon? I'm gonna send you a link. It's like
Salt
a
shooter.
Like the
Salt
no.
tennis
shooter.
racket zapper, Johnsky.
That
I know
one.
what
I've
you're
Those
gone through
are
talking about.
seven. I've
They're
gone through
those
hilarious.
seven of
ones.
those racks.
Yeah,
Those
For
those
Are
are
real?
you
sweet.
kidding?
zip. I've gone through seven of them. Little cheap little things that keep breaking.
Oh
Wow.
wow.
I've gone through
Well,
7 of them.
You didn't buy the Apple one?
Shut up.
you should have.
Dude, I even
Right?
went with this. I even went with the like mixture you make because
Mm-hmm.
I used to have the wild animal in here, right? That cat.
Mhm.
The cat
Yeah.
used to live in here, bro. That motherfucker would have flies that are bigger than bees, bro. Like
Oh
horse
wow.
flies, bro. I was like, yo, what the fuck is that? Like, I don't even want that thing touching me. I felt like it could bite.
Yeah.
And so yeah, I got the rackets, I got the salt guns. Nothing works for this fucking things, bro.
Oh wow, that's
So
crazy.
so I opened up the garage because I usually keep this down all times, but I had just cleaned out and got those dumpsters last weekend. So oh, here he is, motherfucker. So I finally like fucking let me open this and air it out. Dumbest shit I ever did, bro.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Damn. I hate that.
I got one
So
of them. I got
annoying.
one of them in here, just one, just one. And he just
Driving
for
you
oh, I see
fucking
him, I see him, I
crazy.
see him, I see him, I see him.
It's gonna fly straight up.
Got his ass.
Boom.
Wow.
Fast as
Oh,
lightning, bruh.
he's still fucking
Yeah.
trying. He's
Fast
flying
as
in a
fuck,
circle.
boy.
He's flying in a circle, boy.
You clipped the wing. You clipped the wing.
Little bitch. Little
I
bitch.
said a little bit.
Little bitch want to terrorize me for like 30 minutes and shit. Who's
He's
cracking
not
up?
up in here.
You're gonna learn today. Egon, so you said that you made your first car payment and your car is still a sack of shit?
I mean, in terms of
Respectfully.
heard from the shop about it. Yeah, it's bricked. It does. Last I heard, does not turn on. I mean, they replaced the 12-volt battery, which apparently is a known issue. But whenever
Yeah.
they work on it, they have to pull it into the shop and keep it plugged into the supercharger the whole time. So yeah, who knows?
Unreal.
I don't know when I'm getting it back. But in the meantime, I have a Volkswagen Atlas Crossport. It's the SEL
nice.
trim level, and it
Oh,
is
nice.
incredibly gorgeous. I opened the door and I was like, wow, this is a bunch of stuff in it I would never pay for, like hand quilted leather. And I'm like, yeah,
Ooh,
all right.
that sounds
I can get
fun.
on with this, especially compared
And
to my
you're like,
first rental. No, thank you.
and you're not like paying for any of these repairs, right?
I would hope not. Not having made my first payment, it should all be warranty work.
Yeah.
It's on
Good
your new
Lord.
vehicle, Egon?
Oh yeah, I got a
This
new
is
lease.
brand new car.
Yeah,
What the f-
Dodge Charger Daytona EV. I
Yeah.
pay $150 or $190 a month for it.
How much?
190.
Ooh, good for
Yeah.
you.
71K MSRP.
I don't understand
I'll
why
take
it's so inexpensive. But then again, it is on blocks at the shop, so I guess
rebates. And
Hopefully it
also
wasn't a
that-
lemon.
Also that.
Right.
I don't know. And if it is, that's fine. They just got to replace it with another one, same
Yeah.
same kind. So it's good times.
Well,
I'll
I
get
hope
through
it gets figured out. Yeah.
But you know what gets me out of all this for my electric car? I'm still paying for gasoline on both rental cars I have. I'm paying for gas. I thought I was done with
That
it.
sucks ass.
It's like EV life, baby. They gave me
I
like
love my
$50
EV.
of credit for EV charging wherever I need. I'm like, awesome. Got the charger at the house.
Ooh.
No pun intended. And then gas. All right, cool.
I know.
Rock and roll.
Yeah. I love my EV. I only have a trickle
The
charger
triple
at home.
charger. Yeah.
They said
What's a
you
trickle
can
charger?
It's the level 1. It'll take
The
like
level-
3 days to charge.
yeah.
But do you drive that much?
You can plug it into any outlet
Me?
in the
Yeah.
house. Ghost.
Yeah.
Like if you have
No,
regular
I barely drive like
hair
2
dryer
miles a
outlet.
day. I've had my
Yeah,
cars
no,
for months.
we can plug ours into outlets too, but I don't know what the fuck time that would take. That shit probably sounds like a nightmare.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
You need days to charge it.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I don't go anywhere, though.
Let's get down to hours.
Yeah, I think I did it in Big Bear one time. I plugged it in and I was like overnight, like let me get dumb juice. And it was like fucking 10 miles overnight or something.
Yeah,
stupid.
like
I was
nothing.
this is dumb.
Yep.
But no,
Yeah.
I did I installed that shit at the crib. That shit was the best thing I ever did. The actual, I guess that was not a level 1, level
charger.
2.
Yeah.
Level
The
2.
huge thing, yeah.
Yeah.
Is that hard to do, Ghost?
You need an
You know what?
electrician to do it.
Yeah, I was remodeling the whole crib. So I was like, hey, pop one of these in the crib. And he did. And
Oh, I
then I
thought
went
you
and got a
did it.
jacuzzi and I was like, yo, dog, I want to use where my charger was for the jacuzzi. Can you make another one? And he was like, sure. And then he made another one over there now. So
Nice.
I don't know
Did
if
you
it's
know
I
Why
don't
hard.
do
you
it because I have
support-
a rental.
What do you mean?
You mean a lease?
At least,
lease?
yeah, like I
Yeah.
lease my house. So
Well,
I don't
rent-
want to like
Oh, the house. Got it.
Oh, gotcha.
yeah.
Gotcha.
And they won't allow you to.
I
do
thought you were confusing a lease with a rental.
No,
Yeah,
I
you just thought she was just so
I mean,
stupid. She's just
it's
a
Yeah,
girl.
my bad.
Yeah.
I've never
What a
understood
Do I
that
look like I'm stupid?
because a lease is basically a long-term rental.
Yeah.
It's
They're
got
the
rules.
same.
Yeah,
It's
you
like the
can't
same
go over X
word.
amount of miles. It's the same thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Come on, Hinch. Just
Yeah,
call me
it's w-
stupid bitch. Jesus.
I would never.
It's so
I would never
Whoa.
do that.
it's so worth getting when you own them for sure, dude.
Let me tell you though, Ghost. I am probably gonna have to call you or P whenever I have to use like a supercharger because I've never done it. So
Your car came with
You mean in the wild?
an adapter,
yeah,
right?
I
Yeah,
have
it
to
came
buy
with an-
it. I have to buy it.
Oh, you have the Mustang. That's right.
Yeah,
Not the
so I have
Tesla.
to buy an adapter. Yeah,
Yeah.
to use a Tesla charger.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so ours comes with like the adapter for non-Tesla, which
Oh,
I've used
nice.
it before. It was cool. When I went to Big Bear
Nice.
a couple times ago, they had just the EV charger.
Yeah.
And so I had to put that shit on. And I was like, oh, so easy. It clips on right on the tip of the nozzle. I'm like, that's it. And then
Nice.
that locks in your car so that if they take it out, it still locks your piece in. So I was like, that's cool.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but it's easy
Okay,
as
that makes
shit. Super easy.
okay. Yeah.
I like
I
the
don't
way
know
they
how to
did
do
it,
it.
bro. You walk up and you press the button on the charger on the Tesla, and it opens your little flap, and then you just go to sleep.
Nice.
As soon as I pull up, I back in the driveway, I plug that motherfucker in, and I go to bed.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah,
so
I mean,
easy.
I don't even know how to pay for it, but I never go anywhere, so
Yeah, dude. I think
Oh, you can tap with your phone, or you can swipe a card.
like on the machine?
Yeah.
Okay.
it's not on. I don't think you do that. Oh, maybe you do that on Tesla. I don't know.
Oh, I don't know about the Tesla machines. I just mean the regular superchargers.
Right. Maybe.
Yeah, I don't know.
Because Tesla like bills your account.
Yeah, that's what I was
Then you
about to
have
say.
to
I think,
register through
to be
the app.
honest with you, I think I have free. Yeah, I do. I have free supercharging.
That's
I
nice.
have it.
For
I have that.
1 year or 2 years.
I actually have it lifetime on all of them because the
Because of
first
your
one,
referrals?
yeah, the first one I got
Nice.
lifetime because I got the X, second car I got, and
Right.
then for the Cyber Beast because I had two. I think I gotta look into
Nice.
that actually. Now I don't know. I think I have fucking free because
Nice, that's
yeah, I
nice.
did. I referred myself. What am I saying? I think so. Yeah.
Oh, that's sweet. That's
Yeah.
nice.
Roxy, I don't know if you can hear this, but that latest Twitch comment, I don't know if you're able to remove or block that person. I don't think I could do it from in here.
What is it?
Somebody trying to link people to other streams, and yeah, I don't, it's weird.
No, get away, motherfucker.
Yeah, I can't do it from in here. It'll just pop it up on the screen.
Oh, it's not the same without MJ. Not gonna lie, I left and then my workout and he came back.
Who
Aww.
said that?
Arnie.
Oh, okay,
Not the
cool.
mama. Favorite
Glad
co-host.
glad we
Aww.
found out the truth about you, Arn. You're just gawking P dot. Cool story, bro.
Yeah. He's always so like, hermosa, bonita. So nice. Thank you, Arnie.
I left and did my workout and came back. Dang, 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 dang. You
Wow.
Arn.
Well, I guess you guys can't
Unbelievable,
go a
dude.
week without
You missed the
me.
doozy. You missed the doozy, Arn. You missed the doozy. What a jerk.
I will always come back, guys. Okay, I always say this to my kids. Even if I'm gone for a long time, I will always come back. It'll be okay.
I don't think anyone was asking, to be honest. I think
Sounds like a threat.
you know.
What a dick. Sounds like a threat.
I'll be back.
You can't get rid of me.
Cause I'll find you.
That's awesome.
That's
Hey, you
hilarious.
guys.
Hey, you.
We're getting a nasty Head and Shoulders on Soul.
Yeah,
Oh,
saw that.
check.
The 1 hour looks disgustingly Head and Shoulders.
Oh, let me see.
It depends on what it does at the 134 because it is kind of the same level, so it might not work out as a Head and Shoulders. And we do have higher lows, but
Yeah.
we want to break and hold of 134 though, I'll tell you that much.
Oh, for
Would
sure.
be epic.
Mm.
I think it tapped 134 today, but it didn't. It dropped.
Early in the morning, I think it went up to like 134.75, like early, and then it took a.
We just have no 1 hour candles closing above it. That's why I want to hit that. I think if we close one above that though, we finally can break over that 140 range.
Nice.
It's been behaving so perfect, to be honest.
Oh,
Yeah.
Bro, tell me why I called the stock market so nasty today.
Oh,
I
what's your
texted
number?
Parker. I texted I texted Parker. I texted Motown. I was like, we're gonna get a bull trap early. Gap fill down. Played puts 8. And then I was like, all right, we bottomed out. Now I want to take my profits and run to the long side just in case there's any announcements. But I'll do a 130. It was a 534 calls because that was high day, I think. and that shit just walked its way all the way back up to like 533 and some change. Just
Nice.
both sides, just so smooth. I love it when it comes to fruition. I was like, if we see a bear trap, I'd be surprised.
Nice.
I was willing to take whatever the opposite was of this morning to early on play because it's just
Spy's
it,
always so generous with reversal, I think.
it really is. I
Right?
love it.
Yeah.
I love it right now too. It's so volatile.
Yeah. I don't
Like
know
it,
Spy that well, but I like when I watch it, I'm like, huh.
Yeah, I don't either, but I've been learning it and I've been paper trading it. It's good times.
Yeah. It'll humble you for sure. Like just humbling experience to trade
That's why
Spy.
I was paper trading it because I've paper
Yeah.
traded all the other stuff, or I
Yeah.
was trading all the other stuff, and it was everything's been working out. And that perp, when as soon as it goes mentioned 134, I was like, wait a minute, is it up there already? I just checked, it was 129. It did
Mhm.
hold 130 like 30 minutes ago. So just chilling with it.
Yeah, yeah, definitely.
Arn says, "What's the alpha?" I was gonna make a stupid Power Rangers joke, but we're gonna find out apparently on Wednesday.
No, I'm not giving Arn alpha anymore.
All right, Arn.
Only P Dot can give him alpha. I'll tell her to tell him.
Mm.
I'm not saying shit to anybody. Don't DM me. Don't ask me. I won't respond.
It's P Dot. It's P Dot, bro. That was the alpha. She was here to surprise us with her presence.
I'm joking, Arnie. I'm joking.
No, I love you, Arn. You know that.
It was a joke. Yeah,
If
thank
you
you,
want
Arnie.
to, Ghost, you can give some of the stuff that we're talking about. That's fine.
I
No.
want to know.
No, I'm good.
No,
You'll see.
the alpha is actually, I think, what got P Dot in here. I mean, yes, she missed us all and everything,
She was
but I had
she was
told you.
stalking us. She was just listening in like a creep.
I was for a little bit.
You might think that, and notice it was right after the Formula One talk because I had DM'd her earlier that Max Verstappen came out and said, "Hey, I'm willing to go to any team unless George Russell is racing on it," and that's Mercedes.
Unless that bitch is in there.
So those were some pretty crazy words, and I definitely wasn't expecting that. I was like, "Hey, is he going to jump ship? Who knows?"
Did you see all the jokes about like, oh, bring on the tractor to the track? Like that's.
Oh my god.
Pierre, you a racing fan?
Yes,
I didn't
Formula
know that.
One.
You haven't seen her Formula One shirt? She's a Max fan, Red Bull all the way.
Red
Oh
Bull
yeah,
fan.
that's right. I do remember seeing that.
What happened to my thing? Oh fuck.
What thing?
My X revenue.
Oh,
got,
okay.
Yeah. I got a weird notey. I'm gonna look at it right now. But yes, I'm a Red Bull fan, and I love Max. But I started because I still like him. Checo, like he's a Mexican guy, and he's like our country's pride and joy, and he's a good racer. But he's not there anymore.
I feel like Red Bull has all the good racers and all the greatest get
Drivers
sponsored by Red Bull.
Yeah.
Or at least they
awesome.
pass through there at some point because their backup right now, Yuki Tsunoda. I've never really been a fan of him. He was a joke of mine, a running joke for the longest time. They were like, "Who do you think just crashed? He was the first one out of the race." Was it Yuki? It was probably Yuki.
Poor kid.
And now he's the teammate. He just got nominated, got promoted to the second driver on the team because, as I was saying earlier, his second driver was actually a rookie, and he just couldn't handle the car.
Right, I was gonna say, I feel like that was a little bit premature because, like, it's like the car, right? But they were like, "Oh, you're done, regardless."
Right.
But I mean,
speaking of the car, did you watch the race at all this weekend?
No, I didn't.
All right, never mind.
No.
You go back and watch the highlights. Ferrari, hell of a drive. Lewis Hamilton.
I saw the highlights. Yeah.
Yeah, it was crazy.
And then I saw the jokes about it, and then I saw Max saying, "Hey, I did my best." And he did.
You did. You know, he does.
Poor baby. Yeah.
No, his best would have been like before, where he's just like, "All right, I'm upset. I'm gonna use my car to ram the other ones." I'm like,
Yeah.
"That's not how this works, man."
That was such an epic season when that happened.
It was an $8 million accident, my man.
Yeah, every time. That was so hilarious.
Dude, how much do those cars cost? That
They're like
much?
2.1 each. Yeah,
What?
Yeah,
they're not cheap.
a lot of money.
And when you think about it, it's really mostly fiberglass. It's an engine. The drivetrain is like a little square box. It's got wheels and just the crossbars to the tires. Everything else is just a shell. And all that is there is to keep the driver alive, because these crashes at 200 miles an hour are insane. The first time I saw the way these cars currently look, with like the half halo in front of their face and then the thing that splits down the middle, I'm like, how is the driver going to see anything normally, let alone at 200 miles an hour? But apparently they make it work.
Yeah, I guess, right? Like it's really made a difference statistically.
Yeah, Max just set the world record for the track last week.
I know, that was
amazing. In history, yeah.
That was
so
fucking goat.
Yeah,
fucking goat. I'm gonna
too
order
many people died in that sport.
Yeah,
it's crazy.
Definitely.
Do you guys ever watch the superbike races, the Isle of Man TT? Look that shit up. It'll blow your mind. If you think Formula One is fast, it's like a 25-mile track on an island they do, and it's literally the fastest crotch rockets you can get at full speed, like flying. And these people don't let up. And
that's awesome.
Yeah, I can't even like process what they're doing, and yet they're driving.
That's insane.
Yeah, it's nuts.
I think do you ride at all, Hinge?
I mean, I have a motorcycle, but it's not.
All right. Well, so conceptually, you understand how they're doing it and what they're doing.
Oh yeah.
It's just like, you're right. It's unfathomable to imagine somebody doing it for that long at that extreme of a pace.
Dude, not only that, it's like it was downpouring one of the years, and they must have, like, you would think it'd be super slick because they're like all over the place, dude. And they still raced, and some of them were bringing in their best times.
Wow. On
Crazy.
That track in particular?
Yeah, I mean, it's literally on an island.
Yep.
It's insane, dude, because I don't like riding my bike at all when it's raining because it's just nerve-wracking.
Yeah, no, absolutely. That's actually why I got the all-weather tires on my Hellcat. I was like, I'm not making that mistake again.
Yeah,
I had the one before that, the SRT. It was like, hey, man, even if it's drizzling out, I don't want to go anywhere.
Yep.
Got the all-weathers, and I was fine. I have footage of me driving that thing in a blizzard, and yeah, it was just awesome.
Yes, sir.
I showed up to work, and my boss was like, yo, I can't in good conscience let you take that home, so here's my other car. You can drive this one home, and I'll have somebody pick me up. I was like, what do you mean? I got here in it fine.
Yeah.
Yep.
It was gnarly. It's good times. But even in regular traffic, man, the bikes are just so much faster than the cars.
Dude.
It's kind of scary.
Well, yeah, I mean, it's insane though, dude. Like, at least with the cars, they're like so low to the ground, and but what people don't realize too is the amount of, for both of them actually, you have to be like in tremendous peak physical shape to operate those things. Like,
oh, absolutely, just like the F1 cars, dude.
That's what I'm saying.
These guys' necks are the size of my thighs.
Yeah.
It's insane.
Big boys.
I was watching them do like workouts in preparation for those things, and it's like what they do with their necks, with their hands, because just like the G's and like pulling on the steering wheel and all that crap,
wrestling the car,
doing it for long periods of time, that's not easy.
Agreed.
Like,
are you congested, Hinge?
Yeah, I'm just like laying back in my recliner, so, and it's, I don't know, late, so
yeah.
I agree. I had the same thing happen to me today, and I don't know if it's the same where y'all are at, but allergy season is
Yep.
kicking in, and pollen.
sure.
Oh my
happened.
gosh,
I
annoying.
went to itch my nose today after I had breakfast, and my hand was covered in blood, and I was like, "What's
Oh.
happening?" And it's been like maybe 10 years since I've had a nosebleed. I was
That's
like,
random.
"What's happening?"
Dude, both my
And-
kids got nosebleeds in the shower today, and I was like, "What the hell is going
Yeah.
on? Doing cocaine or something? What's going on?" I was like, "Fuck, dude, I
Little
haven't had a
wild
nosebleed."
girls.
Oh, damn it. I must have swatched out some
hilarious.
baking powder.
Yeah, son of a bitch.
Damn it. Or
Yep.
or sugar, whatever. Yeah. No, it's crazy for it to just happen. And like even my throat just still like I can feel it in the back of my throat.
Oh,
And I
that
don't know if
sucks.
anybody remembers Nickelodeon GAC
Oh yeah.
growing up. Okay. Do you think that pollen and the spring season smells exactly like Nickelodeon GAC?
100%, dude.
Thank you.
100%.
It's not just me.
Parody, you weren't born yet.
No, I don't know what you're talking about, but just like how you said it sounds hilarious.
Legends
And
of the Hidden Temple and stuff, all that good crap.
Oh yeah, Nickelodeon Guts, a glowing piece of the radical rock.
Dude,
The
I like
aggro
that.
crag.
Hell yeah. Do you remember Are You Afraid of the Dark?
Absolutely. Salute
Dude,
shorts, the
that show
whole
used to
genre.
scare the shit
You
out
can't
of me
say
when
that
I was
on
like
TV.
8 years old.
Used to. Don't
Aw.
watch your rerun, man. Get
Dude,
some pants.
The one
Get
that
them
scared me the
upset.
most was the one with like I don't know what it was in the swimming pool, and then the one where they did the the hell's it called? Fuck. Where they get trapped in like that game. Do you know
Yeah,
what I'm talking
it
about?
was the pilot. It was the opening episode where they
Pinball
get
machine.
stuck in a pinball machine.
Yeah, I couldn't think of the
And I
damn word
believe it was
pinball.
called The Wizard.
Jesus, dude, how do you remember that crap?
Because it scarred me for life as like a 6-year-old.
And I
Egon
wanna-
is like a trivia master, by the way.
I want to know.
I mean, also that, but it was stuck in my
Yeah.
brain since I was 6.
Yeah.
And Egon, you would probably know, what is the shit that they would throw in the fire before the story started?
I don't know. You're right. It would, and if anybody knows, to throw in the chat there. So they would, the Midnight Society would be around a campfire at night, and they threw something onto the fire that looked like glitter, but it would cause the flames to rise, and the smoke would go up, and then the camera would pan up into the smoke, and the title would appear. But what can you throw into flames that will just make it ignite and looks like glitter? We all know gasoline's a viable answer, but it wasn't that.
No, it was more like almost like they're throwing like some sort of, it wasn't sand obviously, but something like that.
Right, glitter, sand, some kind of substance
Yeah.
like that. Yeah, I
Yeah,
don't
man.
know.
They need to bring that show back. Do you remember watching, what was the show? Oh, Ghost Riders. Do you remember that show?
Oh yeah, the opening was crazy because it would follow her around like a little glowy ball.
Yeah,
It went
dude. And
from the
then
house all the way in.
I was
Didn't care for
obsessed. They would have those necklaces that had the pens attached to them. And they would like,
Now you're losing me. I barely remember it.
yeah, okay, that must just be me then. It was probably a really dumb show. I just loved it.
I think it's because I was addicted to Goosebumps. I really liked R.L.
yeah.
Stine's Goosebumps.
Yeah.
The books
I read
and
the
shows.
Goosebumps books. It was like the only thing I ever read growing up.
I think I stopped at 41 or 42, whichever one had a lawn gnome.
Dude, I pretty sure I still have my entire collections of Goosebumps books. They're probably worth something.
For sure. I don't think they're worth anything.
Yeah, you're right.
No, I know, and I'm not.
I was
I
hoping
looked into that.
I could
I
probably
had this-
sell them
I
for
had
like
the same
20, 30,000 lotto.
I had the same thought. But no.
I'm gonna have a garage sale and put them for 25 cents a piece.
Yeah,
Piece.
make some
Man.
money.
You know
Yeah,
what?
man.
That's a good. I'm gonna check this right now. Goosebumps.
Those
There's
hilarious.
probably like a
Book
special
lot.
edition that's actually worth something. I probably have it.
Oh man, I had the haunted mask one with an actual cutout mask.
Dude, oh really? Sick. I didn't know your family was rich growing up.
So, it's the same price as all the other ones. Whoa! All right.
I could never
Vintage
get that.
Goosebumps original series, and it says "and give yourself" what? The whole 29 total paperback lot. It says $125.99. Buy it now in good condition.
And how many are in a set? Like how many?
It
Books
had
were
to
there?
be like they had to have been cut into series because they said a whole lot of 29 total paperbacks, but I had at least 42.
Yeah, dude, I feel like I had at least 20 of them.
Yeah, Welcome to Dead House, Stay Out of the Basement, Monster Blood. Yeah, they're all in order here. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Let's see. Oh yeah, because there it is. Bad Hair Day is number 41. So yeah, I think last I checked, they were up to like 100 and something. Wow, these aren't even in sequential order. Interesting. Escape from Carnival of Horrors. Maybe that's the one I was thinking of that had the mask on it.
Mm.
Oh no, because there's the other one. One Day at Horrorland. That was the one with the amusement park.
I was just obsessed with the fact that the Goosebumps title was like raised and you could touch it.
Yep. And it looks like slime.
Yeah, it was crazy. That was like in what, the early or like mid 90s, early 90s? Mid?
Let me see if it says on the listing, but
Probably
I will
mid
tell you
90s.
what, as I'm looking on eBay, I am totally wrong. These lots are going, at least they're listed for, anywhere from $43.99 for a lot of 12 of them, all the way up to like 34 of them for 90, a bunch more for 120, 52 of them for 149.99. So hey, you may have a little bit of chunk of change there, buddy.
I'm rich.
It's
Yeah.
happening. Lotto chart incoming. Big buy. Big buy
Yes.
incoming.
I'm not
Big
trying to
buy.
say financial advice, but you better buy before like 2 days from now when I have my rummage sale.
Yeah. There
Because
you
I'm
go.
going to smack this chart like no one's biz.
I thought you were gonna say I'm gonna smack it like a good bitch or something, but
I'm gonna
that's just
smack
me.
it like a naughty one.
I thought he was going to say Ramage sale. I thought that was the proper pronunciation. No. All right. Goosebumps. So the original series, according to Wikipedia, yep. So it was just called Goosebumps. It ran from 92 to 97, and it had 62 books in it, ending with, oh my God, they made a fourth one? Monster Blood 4. I stopped at the third one.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Spot on with the dates, man. That shows you how old I am.
Uh-huh. And then after that, they had Tales to give you Goosebumps from 94 to 97.
What was that? Tales from the Tales. What was it called?
Tales to give you Goosebumps. They were like little vignettes, 10 short story themes. Yeah, there were only 6 of those. And here you go. These are the full books. Give Yourself Goosebumps from 95 to 2000. And
Wow, that's when I was born.
there were 42 of those. Oh, damn.
Amazing.
Just a little youngin.
Oh, there you go.
Little young parody.
Special editions. They had 8 of those. Those might be your jams. They're still making them, apparently.
Yeah, dude. I think that kind of shit comes back around, and now kids are liking that crap again. I don't know.
It's like fashion. Like it all rotates through.
Fashion's literally every 20 years shit makes a full comeback because now people are starting to wear like baggy jeans again.
Mm-hmm. Oh, like yeah, bell bottoms. Yeah.
I mean, I don't know if you guys even know what this is. I know Egon does.
Are your daughters wearing like those jeans?
No, my daughter literally wears leggings every single day.
Oh, that's cute.
My oldest, I should say. The other ones, I don't
Right.
think care what they wear. They just whatever's picked out for them. But my daughter, she's like, "Are my leggings washed?" I was like, "You have 15 of them. Why do you only wear the same pair?"
Oh my God.
They're the exact same.
So cute.
I imagine it being like Doug Funny's closet. The same
Doug
outfit. He's got like 80 of them.
Yep.
But no,
Funny.
and yeah, all the other ones are little short things.
What was Doug Funny's crush on that show again?
Patty Mayonnaise.
Patty Mayonnaise, yes. Patty Mayonnaise kind of reminds me of Parody.
Why?
What?
I don't know.
Is she the mustard to your whatever? I don't know. He made a whole song.
Oh my God, dude, I forgot about that too.
You remember that?
You have the funniest like brain of all time, dude.
Recall memory. Sure, that'll do.
Like
It's
whatever
so
you want to
awesome.
say, dude. It's nostalgic for me, but it's
Thank
funny.
you.
Like I don't think anyone can out Saved by the Bell knowledge me, but you probably could.
No, probably not. I'm going to be
That's
honest
awesome,
with you. You'll take
Egon.
me there. You'll take me there. I don't
So
even know if I can remember the school.
That's what we should do. We should have an event where we have a Saved by the Bell knowledge trivia night.
That'd be awesome.
Then I could win something.
Yeah, finally you could. I could win something. I never win shit.
Wait, do you know Saved by the Bell trivia?
Not as much, but I'll read up on it.
You can't. No, dude. It comes
No,
from
no, no.
years
You
of
don't
watching it.
study. You have to know it intrinsically.
Like, this is shit. I probably watched every episode 40 times. I used to,
Um,
back then, Parody, I know it's crazy. We didn't have like DVRs. So you had to actually like run home from school to catch that shit at 3 o'clock.
And you had
Yeah.
to run.
And if you didn't, you're fucked. Unless
Right.
somebody had a blank cassette tape that they literally had to hit record
yeah,
when it started.
yeah.
I used to have we have a radio that would do basically the top or out of order at 8 they called it. So like the top 8 songs, but you could call in and do not requests, you could do like if in like 6th grade you could be like, I want to dedicate this song to my girlfriend Annie, and then they would have your voice on it. And I just remember you putting in like a cassette tape, and then you'd put it in and have to hit play and record at the same time, so you could record yourself on the radio.
Correct.
Oh
That's
my
how I used to
God.
get movie soundtracks. Like off Aladdin.
For
I
real,
had
dude.
to like play it on a VHS player and hook it up a cassette player and then hit, record and play. It's
That's
insane.
sweet.
I'd give my
I do-
girlfriends the recordings, and then we'd break up, and then they would tear it up in front of my face, and I was like, that cassette tape
Wow.
cost me $3. I'm gonna need that money. Like,
Hey, I'm gonna need that money.
can you ask your mom, because I kind of need that.
You were cool and all, but hey, it's over.
Dating your best friend now, and she's gonna want a cassette with that, so I'm gonna need that money.
Oh my God. All right, guys, I'm gonna go because I have some work to finish.
Yeah.
Yeah, I gotta roll too.
Ghost is out. He bids you all a good evening. He said he's exhausted and he's about to pass out. He wanted to tell everyone good night.
Good night. Thank you, Egon. Thank
Good night,
you,
everybody.
You're welcome, y'all.
Everybody.
Thanks for coming back, co-host.
Love you guys. I'll be back
Bye.
You know,
soon. Love you
co-host. We'll
guys.
see you again soon.
Bye.
Bye-bye.